Okay, so the question of this week is, what is your character's worst habit? Like, it could be chewing nails or any kind of like stuff like that. Or it could be something more detailed. It's up to you guys.
Have stuff in mind. I'm just trying to think of the best way to put it into words without describing it like a paragraph.
Loud belching.
I can see that.
Like, it's like he doesn't see it as like a problem, right?
Well, clearly that's just enough. He's trying to work up the point system, get enough points to be applauded for his belching.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay, that's one down. It could also be like, it doesn't have to be like your character views it as their bad habit.
Oh yeah,
but, like just from an outside point of view, what would be a bad habit they have?
Yep.
I can't think of a way to simplify, but maybe being too permissive of people that keep trying to take trinkets from her. Basically, all the people who cut locks of hair and whatnot as they go by.
There's a word for that too, and I just can't.
I'm right there with you.
Doormat.
I'm like doormat. Too much of a doormat. Too much of a pushover, I guess. But there's a specific word I know is there, and I can see. I can almost see the word.
Right.
But I can't.
Yeah, you can see the word standing behind the screen taunting you.
It'll come to us in the middle of the night or something.
You know what? Lucilla is kind of at the scrappy sort, so I'm gonna say that rather than using a bookmark, she bends the corner of the book page like a monster.
Lucilla becomes chaotic evil.
I am chaotic good. Whenever I see anyone do that in real life, I want to
out of alignment.
I mean, it could be worse. You could put a slab of bacon as a bookmark.
Oh my god!
That sounds delicious.
Like you're reading them during breakfast. Like, oh, I need to save this place. Splat.
I don't want to associate with you anymore.
No, you see, because when I start reading again, there's a little snack to get me through it.
Yeah. Got to keep your energy up. Reading's hard work.
Honestly, isn't everything better with bacon?
Yes.
Probably not the ink that'll smear from it, but
Mm-hmm.
So just looking for Emanuele and Ris'sh's bad habit.
Emanuele is a bad habit.
Like, pick one.
Well, what would your character's worst habit be? Not just all the bad habits, but the worst one.
Oh, Emanuele does the bacon thing.
What'd you say?
We
I heard something. He does that baby thing.
The bacon bookmark.
Yeah.
Bad habit. I mean, obviously, he talks about himself too much.
I mean, that could be it right there. It doesn't have to be in character. It could be like from an outsider's point of view.
Yeah, from an outsider's point of view. But personally, he believes he has no bad habit.
Clearly, he doesn't talk about himself enough is the problem.
That could be it.
You just need Ris'sh's bad habit, which is a funny thing to think about of what would be a Lizardfolk's worst habit.
Eating house pets.
Opium.
It's all that scale oil he has to afford to make sure she's nice and shiny.
Yeah, I keep running back to gluttony because like half their character moments thus far have been commenting on food or things that are edible. So, yeah. Fortunately, magic burns a lot of calories.
Okay. So jumping right into the combat, can I give you a refresher of this room? This immense underground cathedral stands with an arched ceiling 20 feet high. Either side of the main entrance, there are walls carved with spiky runes with doors on either side. There is a ring of polished human skulls that decorate a large pool in the center. The skulls being on spikes arranged in a circle around it in the midsection. At the far end of the room, a pair of stony stairways lead up to a pulpit on which sits a second pool. This one is in a triangular shape, and it churns and bubbles almost with what looks like almost like translucent lava. Wisps of what look like heat and steam rise from the strange orange liquid. The room itself is super cold. She, as you entered, has screamed, "How dare you invade Mother's sanctum!" before slashing with a dagger on her hand to drip blood into the pool, which caused these two sin spawn to arise from the waters itself. Looking a little concerned at the noticeable dimming of the pool itself. On her turn, as the combat starts, she vanishes.
And to lighten the mood, as the clock strikes the hour, little jets of water shoot out of the eye sockets of all the skulls.
And then next up on the turn order is Haldor.
All right. I guess don't got see invisibility yet, so.
Yep, Fairy Fire's beyond my ability to cast.
Let's see. How many rounds of rage do I have left? I have 4.
Yeah, that is a good question about our mid-level level up, Richard. If we got more of our daily powers, like Inspiration or Rage, do we add that to our total, or do we add that to?
That's on your maximum, but you don't get that to your total today.
Gotcha. Good, just checking.
I got 4.
Yeah, any per day uses that you get of stuff aren't with you right now, but you still do get to use your feats and whatnot.
Cool.
That's
I got 6 rounds of Bardic left, which should be enough, but just checking.
All right, I'm going to Rage, which will give me.
I might need to throw some heals on you.
Let's do. Look, my hit points are about to go up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the impending doom. That'll be +2 to attack and melee. Do we have any active effects that increase anything right now?
Not currently. Not from me.
All right.
No.
I'm going to pass up you guys. Come over here to this. This is a sin spawn, right?
Yes. You fought a few of them in this place so far. These ones are now bereft of any kind of clothing, though, having just emerged from this pool.
And then I'm going to power attack. Now I will get my bonus to damage from axe to grind as well, because I'm the only one that threatens it.
Yes, shame it thoroughly for its nudity.
I'm a Mormon!
Which I believe power attack right now is a +2 to damage.
I believe it's still a +1 or +2 to damage, -1 to attack.
Mm-hmm.
+3 if he's two-handed.
Yeah. I always forget that you get 1.5 of the damage when you're two-handing it.
Yeah.
All right. Wing for the sin spawn. 13.
Swing and a miss as its bony skin body. You just overestimate the swing, and it just kind of bends backwards out of the range of your giant sword.
Oh no, its nudity has made it more agile.
I mean, haven't you seen anime?
That was the joke from the very first episode of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Aha! So nudity makes you stronger on this planet.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Ris'sh, you're up.
Raditz, you're going to be such a vital character in the future.
So I'll move him and quad the guy.
Swing and a miss.
Indeed.
Like, you actually swing so wide, you kind of almost pirouette a little bit in place. And in response In response, it will retaliate with a bite. 13 will miss you, and the other one will bite at Haldor. And we'll try to confirm on Haldor, which will confirm for a total of 5 damage. And I need let's see, you to make a will save, Haldor.
Michael's muted.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's a bit early for him to fall asleep again.
Is this a spell, supernatural ability, or spell-like ability?
This is a supernatural ability.
All right. Then I will add a +2 to this will save.
That will fail. So you are sickened from your wrathful thoughts for 5 minutes. And you also do not use a round of rage this next turn.
Silver lining.
I mean, hey, it's something.
Mhm.
And that will be the Sin Spawn's go. Ephixa.
All right, she's going to kind of roll her shoulder to kind of adjust the chainmail or chain shirt slightly, and effectively entering a disruptive shield style. 5-foot step up and 2-weapon fight against this guy.
Oh, yeah.
This one.
Ooh.
Ooh, wow, look at that.
Ooh, it's a rough start to this session.
Yeah.
Did you, by the way, Michael, did you deduct the 5 damage onto Haldor?
Yeah. I need to look at the amount that I get because I didn't add that, but I will. I'm adding it all up right now. Just give me a minute.
If you're level 3, you should be getting like a 2 hit point or a hit point per level, don't you? Or is it different?
I think it's 2.
2 per level, I think.
Yeah.
Because you get a +4 to your Constitution.
That should be. So what is that, 6? If it's 2 temporary per level?
Yeah, 2, 4, 6.
Literally my least favorite part about playing a barbarian.
I treat them, by the way, as temporary hit points. So if you go unconscious, you don't go from full to dead. So they're treated as temporary hit points until you lose them.
All right.
Hey, Lucilla.
All right, pretty simple turn here. I'm going to 5-foot step here. That'll put me roughly in the center of our group. Yep, and I'm going to standard action begin doing my naturalist bardic performance. I've already succeeded knowledge rolls against these guys and the imp. So everyone gets +1 to their AC, attack rolls, and saving throws against extraordinary, supernatural, and spell-like abilities from these monsters. So basically everything that isn't an actual cast spell, that you get a +1 save.
Neat.
So that includes their bites. So that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much all I got.
Gotcha. Emanuele. You're muted, Cope, if you're talking.
Sorry. He's going to step up into the door and attempt to use covering fire for Haldor and take a pot shot at that guy in front of him and say, Haldor, use Benetti's defense. So if he hits, it's a +2 to AC.
Use the spaghetti defense. That's where you swing your arms wildly. That will hit it.
No, that's the rigatoni redoubt.
You fool.
You don't take the -4 anymore, right?
Correct.
Okay, that definitely hits then. Solid
And
blow
so-
to this thing's shoulder.
Haldor, you've got +2 AC.
All right.
Before Haldor goes, nothing happens. Haldor.
Minus you up to 18. Or is that +2 on top of Lucilla's +1?
I believe they're different bonuses, so they do
Yeah,
stack.
yes, they are. Because mine is a morale bonus. Oh, insight bonus. And his is a morale bonus. That's right.
All right, and by adding the second condition on the sheet, it should calculate it for me, right?
It should, yeah.
All right, then. Second verse, same as the first. Power attack, axe to grind.
Oof.
Unfortunately, that will not hit. This thing is a slippery little bugger. Right when you were swinging it, it happened to be right when the arrow hit him in the shoulder, so you were aiming for the same arm.
Oh, wow.
Ris'sh.
5-foot sidle, and then away we go. Probably doesn't confirm.
But that's a hit, and a miss for 8 damage total. As you just start clawing into this thing. Just ripping the thing to shreds.
Mm-hmm. To shreds, you say?
To shreds, I say. Okay, this bite will be against Ris'sh again. For 7 damage.
Yep.
And then you need to make me a will save, as you are now overcome with feelings of rage.
With a +1.
Yep.
Rage, fucking rage.
That'll pass. Rage of combat aside, you do not suffer any ill effects.
Mm-hmm.
Haldor's turn. Did you ever... You already deduct the... Yeah, because it's 13, because you got the bonus. Okay, never mind. Answer my own question. Bite at you will miss, even with your lowered AC. And then that'll be Ephixa.
Alright, she's going to try readjusting her battle stance slightly and try again. See if she could get it right this time.
I mean, probably hits.
Yep, both of those hit.
Another 8 damage.
And she's at -2, or it's at -2 to attacks against Ephixa for the next round.
Okay. It's looking rougher than the other one, but it's still going. Let's see, Lucilla.
Okay. If I remember correctly, because I succeeded in a knowledge roll, these things are not outsiders. They're monstrous humanoids or aberrations, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just checking. I will then use my whip to trip this one in front of Haldor.
Okay.
So that will be a CMB. +2 because I got improved trip, so it's 24.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely knock that thing prone.
Yep. So I just whip him around the legs, give it a tug. He comes down. I'm like, okay, now try Haldor.
Emanuele.
All right, Emanuele is going to... Wait, did those things attack?
They did, and then it fell prone, so you will have a -4 on the attack against this one.
All right, I'm shoot at this one and move action. Give combat advice to Ephixa and attempt covering fire as well. So you get a +2 to attack, and if this hits, you get a +2 to defense. I don't know my way around the sheet. There we go.
Is it my next attack or my next round of attacks?
Your next one attack.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, that one goes wide, but you're starting to get in the practice of not shooting your allies, so at least there's that.
Well, I just got the friendly fire feat, so I am going to start aiming at y'all eventually.
So before Haldor goes,
Yep, that makes sense.
2 fiendish-looking dogs appear from the ether, and I know they don't look fiendish in those.
I was going to say, these are adorable.
Should have used Basset Hounds.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm out.
See, Emanuele rage.
Let's see. Emanuele, actually, in particular, I need you to roll me a will save as you begin to feel your body go rigid as she casts Hold Person on you.
There it is. Is it a if it's a spell like ability, he gets a +1 to the save. But he
It's
got a
natural
natural
one
one
anyway.
anyway, so never mind.
So you become paralyzed and you freeze in place. You can take no actions at the end of each round. You may attempt a new saving throw to end the effect. And then those 2 dogs will now go. One's going to be on Ephixa. One's going to be on Lucilla.
Okay.
That will be on Ephixa. That's Lucilla.
Yeah, that checks out.
Almost the exact opposite rolls.
I know, right? Come on, roll 20. There we go.
Yeah. Ephixa spins around with her shield last minute to be able to block it, but you're in the middle of pulling back your whip as it bites at your arm that you just used to trip the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is Haldor's turn.
Aiming for the sim spawn again. Let's go. Rolled not a 3 or a 6.
So it'll be a +4, then a +1 from Lucilla as well, I believe. For a total of a +5 on top of whatever penalties you have from Sickened.
6. Alright, let's go. Yeah.
There it is.
And you just... It doesn't even hit the ground before you just slice it in half at the waist.
Good job. Now, dogs.
Now, dogs! Ris'sh.
Well, let's go ahead and get full flanking on.
Manuel
And-
gone dolphin.
And hope we kill this one. Yeah, 4 more damage, hopefully.
Tabs. Tabs. Yep, another 4 damage. It's looking pretty rough, but it is still up. Let's see. Well, this one's gone. I can remove that from the turn order. That one will. Let's see. The last one to attack it was Ris'sh, so it's going to go for you again. For another bite. For 4 damage, you do not need to make another save because you resisted this one already today.
Mm-hmm. I keep getting high enough above that I can't use my immediate action. Well,
I just hate that.
Wasted. Yeah.
And then Ephixa, you're up.
She'll start by pointing her scimitar at the. What was this thing called again?
Your closet.
It is a closet.
At the quasit and say, "I shall cleanse this place of your fiendish presence," and cast Smite on him before doing a 2-weapon fight, one against the Sin Spawn and then the shield against the dog.
Nothing. Didn't say she didn't say taint.
So that 17 is actually +2 for flanking and then an additional +2 for the bonus. So that's 21.
Yeah, either way that'll hit, and that will finish that one off.
And I imagine that misses the dog.
Yeah.
Then I shall 5-foot step over here. So you get the dog, I'll go after the fiend.
Okay.
Why does Emanuele have the swimming?
Yeah.
Lucilla.
Because dolphins are commonly associated with paralysis in his culture. How dare you?
So you said that these dogs were fiendish, right? Like clearly fiendish.
Yes.
Okay.
Almost like they were to have a fiendish template put on them.
Yes. I assume because I can take 10s in knowledge rolls. I realize under any circumstances. So 17 religion or planes would be enough to do it, so I could get my bard bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they are just summoned dogs with some fiendish qualities to them.
Gotcha. I just want to make sure that they were actually considered fiends, because I'm going to perform a melee touch attack. God, I hope this works. As it's biting my arm, I have a flask of holy water in my offhand, and I just bite the cork out, and I'm just going to dump it on this one's head.
Okay.
So here goes nothing.
She just-
Touch. I should point out.
Will not hit.
Bonus for flanking?
Oh, bonus for flanking. I forgot
Still
about
not
that.
hit though.
Okay, you know what?
You
Just
have hero
because.
points.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna redo it just because I want.
Go hit him with the spritzer bottle.
12.
12 will hit. Yeah.
Woo.
It's like there's that magic number there.
Ignore the attack roll on this. I'm just using the damage because I set up Holy Water for ranged, but you can use as melee touch as well as you dump it on them. So, of course, it's near minimum, but 4 damage.
Okay. Yeah, that seems to eat away at some of its body as you see the etherealness of the summoning underneath. But it's still alive.
And then, as the last part, I will take a 5-foot step here.
Gotcha. Excuse me.
Down, Helldog.
Emanuele, you are paralyzed. At the end of your turn, make another will save. Okay, and with that, you're able to break free from the paralysis, but it does use your turn. You are able to move again right in time for the dog to take a bite at you.
I'm not a sitting dolphin anymore.
That will miss. The other one will go for the one that that actually just succeeded at throwing holy water on it.
That'll
miss
miss
as well.
I imagine that's me jumping to the side.
And then she will disappear.
Haldor, if you could be so kind to give me a little help here.
All right. 5-foot stepping there. So I still got all the same bonuses to attack, and
you don't have the +4 from it being prone.
But you do have my +1 still.
Okay.
And of course flanking.
So +3 altogether from
Yeah,
numbers.
+3 -2. Yeah. Okay. Am I getting this damage from? Did I? Looking at why would I have increased damage right now?
Power attack?
Yeah, a rage and power attack. Also add flanking to attack. So if I'm right, damage would be +2 from rage, +2 from power attack for 4. Okay, cool.
That'll miss.
Come on.
These dogs are slippery little buggers.
You have hero points. We just leveled up.
Yeah, I don't think Haldor's used one, so you should have your maximum of 3 now, as well as I believe Ris'sh and Emanuele still have 3. I think Ephixa and Lucilla both had 2, but I think Lucilla is down to 1 now.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and use one.
Is there a spot on these sheets where you track it?
There is not. You're going to have to put it on somewhere else or put it on like another tab or something.
I have it next to my player name.
Or you could, if you're not using the red bar of your token, you could probably put it there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I had 1 before level up, according to my notes, so I'm back down to 1 now.
Gonna use a hero point to reroll it.
Go for it.
14.
14. Is that counting flanking and everything?
Yeah, that's counting flanking.
Okay, that will still miss. Dogs have some heavy armor for, summoned creatures.
I imagine the fiendish thing helps.
Yeah.
Actually, that doesn't actually affect AC much. It just affects some DR.
Oh yeah, because I hope you
You would
remember
know that
with
from
the
knowledge.
yeah. I was gonna say the holy water. I believe counts as good for getting past all that.
Yeah,
junk.
it bypassed it, so you didn't have to worry about yours.
Cool. Just checking. That's why I brought that stuff. I'm like demon, holy water.
Mm-hmm.
Also, holy water just needs more love in this game in general.
I think they improved it in the 2nd edition anyway, too.
There is some feats from a vampire hunting supplement that make it absolutely amazing. increases damage, and it can undo polymorph effects.
Nice. With a flanking, that will still miss.
Yeah, it is with flanking.
Okay. But yeah, that one will miss.
You're
No
rolling
more
low
sin
today.
spawns. Ephixa.
All right. She will make her way up here. 25, 30. And ready to attack in case if it gets... Actually, no, she'll just move here and try to occupy the space and wait for it to reappear.
You're about 10 foot off the base level, so I just go ahead and marked it on the blue icon.
Okay. Is it possible to go defensive, or no, since I did a move and dash?
You won't be able to go on the defensive.
Okay, all right.
Lucilla.
Okay. Since I have improved trip now, I am going to actually try to trip this dog right in front of me, and it won't get an attack. So, CMB, 17 total.
Let's see what their CMD is. It actually will trip it.
Nice. So yeah, I just tangle up its forelegs with my whip, and I yank it down, and then as a move
You don't have
action,
improved trip, right?
yeah, I do.
Oh, you do?
That's
Okay.
where the +2 is coming from.
Gotcha.
I just picked it up with this level 3.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all good. No attacks of opportunities, bonuses to it, all that jazz. Anyway, I'm going to use my move action to pull out my short sword, so that way if it tries to stand up, I can stab it.
Good on you. Emanuele, you're face to face with the doggo.
Not this where he wants to be. He's going to step back here and try and shoot that one that bit him.
I'm running out of helpful facts, guys.
Okay, still up. You do anything else with your turn?
As a move action, he will give combat advice to Ris'sh.
Gotcha.
He'll get a +2 on his next swing.
Okay. She doesn't do anything this turn. Haldor.
I'm just going to summon again.
Probably.
All right. Gonna great sword this dog again.
Yeah, it's prone, so hopefully you should pull this one off.
What's the bonus against prone?
+4, basically.
Yeah. So with my +1 from Bardic and +2 for flanking, +7 total.
Okay. 8, 9. And the damage is the same, right?
I'm not changing anything.
Yeah. So I am going to power attack because a +9 is a pretty good bonus to damage. Or it's a pretty good bonus to attack. 8, 4, great sword, 21 for 14 slashing.
Yeah, that'll dissipate that dog.
Okay, and then my rage ends, and I use Heart of the Field, so I'm not fatigued.
That's a nice combo.
Mm-hmm. Ris'sh.
Alright, so that was a +2 attack, or the Emanuele's thing?
I believe so.
Yeah, +2.
With my +1.
Yeah, still got that on there. So, away, here we go. Yeah. If it actually does have DR, that's
Yeah,
a pointless hit.
yeah. The hit itself doesn't do anything. You do manage to scrape against it, but it's no great effect. Ephixa.
All right, she's going to try to attack the space it previously occupied. Was that within range? I wasn't sure how high. up
It would be
that-
like 10 feet up from where you are.
So if I'm 10 feet tall, would that mean I have... I don't know.
You're not 10 feet tall.
Well, yeah. If I'm 5 foot tall,
You're like considered
We
10
jumped 10
foot
foot.
up from the ground level, and she was considered 20 feet up from the ground level.
okay.
So you can, if you want to try to do an acrobatic to leap and attack, I will say that you'll have a -2 to your AC next turn,
Okay.
but I'll allow
Now,
you to try it.
I'll pair that with Can I pair that with combat expertise?
Sure.
All right. So
But I will need
Just-
an acrobatics first. I'll say the DC for this is 15.
nope.
In fact, you jump up and you fall prone.
All right.
You can use your action to stand up, though. I won't.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, you go and take your turn. I just gotta ask something.
What's up?
So I'm not rage anymore, which means I lose those hit points I got, right?
I consider them temporary hit points, but since you technically still have one remaining, that one will go away, so you'll be down to 12.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like, oh, you lose the Constitution, you start going into the negatives, or that. I always found that stupid of Barbarians, which is why I'm glad they fixed it with the Unchained.
Mhm.
So I'm just still letting that carry over. Okay, Lucilla.
I am going to, let's see. I can only move 20. I'm going to move over here, and then I want to ready an action to use Trip if it appears within 15 feet around me, which is the range of my whip.
No problem.
It might be all the way up at the ceiling, but it feels proactive.
All good. God damn it, cat. My cat keeps pawing at me. Okay, Emanuele.
He'll take a shot at this fog again.
That'll drop it.
And then he will move. How big is the doorway?
Ow, fuck. Cat, stop. Just bit me. The doorway is about, it's considered 5 feet across, I believe.
How tall?
It's about 12 feet up.
So it could fly over me and get out of here.
I don't think it will. This is kind of its sanctum.
Close the door behind you.
Oh, is there a door?
Yeah.
All right. He already shot, so
You can move in and prepare to close it,
okay.
however you want to do it. Actually, I'll just say you can close it with as part of your movement.
All right. He's gonna move.
They're not
in,
like
shut
heavy.
the door.
They're not like super heavy doors.
Yeah.
Okay. On this turn. Oh god, my button's stuck. There we go. 2 more doggos appear.
Thought so.
There will be. Let's see what she wants to have it do. 1 here. And 1 here. And they're both going to attack Emanuele.
Then she appears, if I'm not mistaken.
Somebody actually. Ow! Fuck! Cat! Jesus Christ! Or can you feed the damn cat or something? Fuck!
Even the cat is tired of this
Flying at me and
invisibility
biting me.
bullshit.
Fuck! Ow! Anyway, summoning actually doesn't break invisibility because it's not considered an attack spell. It broke last time because it used the spell. It's used the spell after that.
Okay.
So it's going to do that too, though. But I'm going to go start with the dogs. They have flanking, so this will be +2 on these attacks against Emanuele.
Yep.
Miss, and I believe a miss.
Yep.
And then Ephixa, I need you to make me a will save. As she breaks invisibility, as you start hearing some silent whispers in your head and you begin to feel drowsy. As she uses the slumber hex.
Lucilla, you said you had something that. Were you doing something that allows us to gain?
You
Saves?
gain a +1 bonus to the save. Is it a spell like ability or an actual spell?
It is a spell, supernatural ability.
Then yeah, you get a +1.
Okay, you managed to resist the influence of the slumber. She curses at you in Abyssal as she then moves over here, like up against the corner of the wall. And then Haldor.
All right. Let's go ahead. That's right.
It's
15.
20 feet up.
Oh, 20 feet up.
Yeah.
That's a problem. How are we supposed to get them?
This is a problem, and here's why.
Manuel has a bow. That's how.
You see, it has made a dreadful mistake because it is now within pocket sand range.
All right. Probably put stepping up here. I really got to get a ranged weapon.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Hey, I did say like thrown weapons can use strength for accuracy.
All right.
Please don't throw me at the effort.
I am. Am I still getting Lucilla's bonus?
Yeah, this is the last round of it.
That was it +1 or
Plus
+2?
1, yeah.
Okay, +1. And everything else. I might actually, if you let me, retch. No, it's fine. Healing damage. Alright. It looks like that's the only thing I'm going to get. Just gotta make sure I get so many bonuses it gets mixed up. Yeah!
And you just like it hits the wall and vanishes before. Like it looks like it almost goes through the wall as you golf swing underhanded, slap it upward, and it hits the wall and vanishes. It's a little ethereal mist just dissipating.
That's the last round of second.
Ris'sh.
Yep, so if I move directly under it, it would be 15 feet away. So I reach up and color spray. Oh yeah, the ability that ups it by DC of 1. So it's not going to use that.
Give me 1 second. I forgot to add a tool save into it.
Yeah, that'll make it.
Yep.
20 fucking 6.
I mean, +8 and an 18.
Yep. Yep.
I'm just gonna put it in the back since that way I can see here. Okay. I made her token smaller because she's considered a tiny creature.
Mm-hmm.
Ephixa.
Fix will move in, get close, call out to Lucilla. Can you try get it down? And at the same time, Yukai will flutter from Ephixia's shoulder and land on the Quasit's shoulder or back, just wherever it could gain purchase. And
I think they're the same size.
I believe they are.
are they?
But yeah.
Yeah, it's a teeny creature, and your bird's a teeny creature.
Oh, all right then.
Small critter fight.
Yeah. So then, yeah, Yukai will try to grapple it.
Make a roll.
Trying to remember how attacks work for, so I think it uses my BAB.
Yeah, I think it's your bab plus its stat. So, which would be strength because I don't think it has the feat to use dex for it.
No.
Which would probably be like a minus something.
Yeah, so minus 2. 12 versus its CMD, which I imagine is lower than normal since it is tiny, so it has low CMD anyways.
It still passes.
Damn.
Yeah, somehow it manages to avoid it, and it just starts cursing and like swinging its claws at your bird, trying to swing this tiny little dagger at it. Lucilla.
No, unfortunately, even if I do manage to get close to it, it's out of range of my whip. So I would have to be directly underneath it, and I can't move that far. So
Quick, someone cast a large person twice on her.
I'm gonna try to not stand in water.
You do have your sling down.
I do, but yeah, then I'll have to drop both weapons because it technically requires.
Right, you drew your sword.
Yep. Because sling isn't a one-handed weapon; it takes two-handed to reload it. Instead, I will move here. I will drop my short sword as part of my move action, and I will pull out my last vial of holy water. Now, it's got a range of 10 feet, so I believe it will be 30 feet away, which if I understand range increments correctly, that means it'll increase the difficulty by 4 total?
Like, what's the range of the holy water? 10?
10 feet, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be, I believe, up to -4, yeah.
Okay.
But you're also trying to hit touch, which makes it a little easier.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually trying this. So, this will be the range attack roll. It does not have the -4 factored in. Here we go.
Unfortunately, that'll miss.
Well, it was worth a try.
It splashes the bird, but it just doesn't do anything to it.
Yep. Well, it was worth a try.
Emanuele.
All right, Emanuele is going to 5-foot step and say to Haldor, "Get this other one while I deal with the invisible beast."
It's clearly visible right now.
But it needs to stay that way, and he casts glitter dust.
Also, so everyone knows, my bardic ended.
Wait,
So
Glitter Dust, isn't that a second level spell?
Mm-hmm.
He has it from his Aasimar.
Yeah.
Did you get that this level, though? Because that's considered a use ability.
If it's a
No,
race, then
It's
no.
from his race. He can use it.
No,
once
I
a
know,
day.
but I'm saying, like, anything that you got from this level up that's considered, like, a limited use per day, I said you don't have.
I think he can just generally use it, though.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just a.
racial spell-like ability.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can
yeah.
use those at any point.
No worries, then. Let's see. We'll see.
We'll save for the blindness. But
Yeah, we'll save to not be blind.
But it's still covered in dust.
But he's still covered in magic dust. That might fail. He's level 3, so it would be a 13.
Okay.
Plus, I think he's well, that fails.
Well, then. That certainly turns the tide.
So it's blind. And that's his move.
Making sure that everything's on the level with what she can do. Yeah, she's not immune to any of that. Okay. So on her turn, she's going to use her movement to fly into the middle of the room. She's going slow, which doesn't provoke anything because she's up high.
Mhm.
And actually, let's see. T6. She'll wind up going 2 more spaces because she can't see. Haldor, you're up.
My +1 bonus to attack and AC is gone now, by the way, everyone.
Like she's just like at this point she's like just screaming at all of you. Like I don't. Does anyone even speak Abyssal?
Not at the moment.
I do.
It's something along the lines of your mothers are being devoured in hell by lemurs and stuff like that.
All right. How high up is this?
That's about 10
area?
feet off of the ground from base level where you are.
Okay. And a 5-foot step attack this last dog.
So yeah, I was
And
supposed to have that attack last turn. I got distracted.
I know it's the baseline demon, but I was just thinking of those creepy little knot monkeys.
I get the +1 to damage because I'm the only one threatening it. 16 for 14 slash.
I'll hit, but it will not kill it because of DR.
Oh, I'm not sickened anymore either, so that...
Yeah, you are. It's for minutes, not rounds.
Oh, minutes? Okay.
Yeah, you're going to be sick in this whole fight.
Okay.
But either way,
That's horrible.
yeah, it's a bad debuff. It has a low save, but it's a long debuff. And since I forgot to do it before, I'm going to go ahead and have the dog attack you since you're closest now, which will do 5 damage to you. And then it'll be Ris'sh's turn.
Oh, did you take the dog up the initiative tracker?
No, it's supposed to act on her initiative, and I just forgot to do it last turn.
Okay.
So after you attacked, if it didn't kill, I was just going to have it attack, so it is up, but barely. Yeah, that'll miss.
Like, shoot the chandelier. Yeah.
Ephixa.
Got a little glitter dust in your eye there, huh, Ris'sh?
Uh-huh.
I think so. Go over here and help out a bit, just because no way to reach up that fucker. And make an attack against Doggo. And Yukai will return to her shoulder.
That'll miss.
Okay.
Lucilla.
All right. Officially nettled by this thing. So we're gonna do this old school. Move action, swap out my whip for my sling. Pick up a stray pebble off the ground. Gonna try to put it in between this thing's eyes. Normal
Okay.
attack. Go.
Oh shit!
For 3 bludgeoning damage.
Mhm.
You fling this rock, it hits her dead in the eyes, and she doesn't even move in her mid-flight.
Mhm.
It just seems to not even acknowledge that it hit her at all. And you would know that these things are remarkably resilient for tiny creatures.
Too bad I don't actually have that magic stone spell.
I call
I know.
it a bitch and abyssal.
Yeah, she doesn't like that.
Yeah, I imagine.
What you doing, Coat?
Muted.
You mutant.
Tap into your inner theory.
Phenomena. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do, do, do. Cope, you're still muted if you're talking.
He's in the bathroom, isn't he?
Damn, I was muted that whole time. So Emanuele, 5-foot step back, move action, tell Haldor to do the same thing he did to the last one, to this one, giving him combat advice +2 against that guy, and then he is going to cast Gravity Bow.
Nice. Always a good spell.
Mm-hmm.
It's my first time ever. We'll see.
This is her second turn of being blinded. Okay, this is a spell she might be able to use.
Uh-oh.
It started.
Yeah.
Who is on a plane?
Y'all could hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was landing in your living room.
So everyone within 30 feet of her, which I believe is everybody, Make me a will save.
Even though she's 20 feet up.
Aha!
How does that math work? I can't remember how that works.
Quick one was distance and then up, however many. It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
So
I think just Ris'sh.
It's possible. 5 foot and 1. Yep, I'm within 15 feet of her.
Okay, then. So yeah, just Ris'sh. She doesn't know that. So we'll save on Ris'sh. You pass. You started getting the feelings that you were afraid of her, but nah, it's just a tiny little demon. Haldor.
Who was also muted.
Just said I'm attacking the dog again. Close to anyone else threatening? Oh,
You got a +2 from me.
Ephixa threatening the dog now, so bring that damage back to normal. And greatsword.
That's a miss.
You know.
And I again forgot to have it attack, so it's going to attack after you make your turn.
Okay.
Because I keep doing that. Although I believe this is the last turn it's going to be up anyway, so after this it's going to disappear. That will be against Haldor, which will miss.
Yep.
And then it is gone. Limited amount of turns it can be there. Ris'sh.
And cantrip.
That'll hit. Hits against her body, but it seems to leave no lasting mark.
Cold resistance. If not immunity.
Probably, yeah.
Would I know that?
I remember you rolled pretty well. So you know that they're resistant to acid, cold, and fire, and they're completely immune to any kind of poisons or electricity.
So that leaves... Ris'sh! Use any sonic spell!
I think electricity was off the list too. Oh, I know.
Yeah. Yep.
And you do know that they are resistant to any physical damage that isn't either good or cold iron lined.
But it wasn't silver.
Okay. You moving, Ris'sh, or you're good there?
Yeah, I was move. Yeah, no, I'm good there.
Ephixa.
all right, Fix is going to 5 foot step up. Stow her scimitar and unstrap her shield and try to pull a Captain America by just throwing it discus style at the creature.
Okay. So that will be, I think, let's see. God, I can't remember. So 20 feet away, so I think that's the range of a thrown shield. So I don't think you can take any penalties to it.
Okay. So
And you have smite on it things,
yes,
right?
I do.
So that'll help.
Damage 2.
Unfortunately, you're not the archetype that lets you have a returning shield.
All
but
right.
That'll hit, and then I think you just have to add smite damage. I'm not sure. What that
Yeah,
is.
so that's +4 since it's I imagine it's an evil outsider.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 damage that bypasses DR.
Yep, she definitely felt that for the first time. You just hear her like scream out in pain, like, "That hurts! Who hit me?" And then
Play frisbee with you all day, bitch.
Maybe you hit yourself. I'm saying an abyssal. Maybe you're just really dumb.
I hate you most of all. So,
Okay. Let's see here. Do a quick measurement. How tall is Ris'sh?
5'6". You gonna try to climb up and jump off?
If Richard will let me.
you will need to either make a climb or acrobatics.
Okay.
I'll say since he's probably willing, it'll be a DC of 10.
All right. I'll do
And
an
actually,
acrobatics.
it's more like Ris'sh giving you a boost up.
Literally anything other than a natural 1, I should succeed this then. 24.
Oh yeah, easily. No penalties or anything. You can just do what you want to do after you jump off a ridge.
Yep.
Cool.
I shove my sling into a pocket, take out my whip again. I run up, scream at Ris'sh, just like the last well room, and that's the key. So I reverse Flintstone up Rish's tail, and probably around the time I reach head or shoulders, Ris'sh will probably extend. So I jump into the air, and I should be able to get just enough range to do a trip attack against Full Imp. Come on, all the monies. So 22.
22. CMD will succeed. Bringing it down to ground level.
I imagine I'm here. Also, if I might just say, unlike normally with my whip, where I wrap it and drag something down, I imagine it's so small. I just thwack it.
Yeah.
It's just snap.
Yeah, you hear the crack. It happens above the closet, and it just snaps it down to the ground.
And once again, an abyssal. Yeah, you're right to hate me the most.
And it is prone.
Haldor, kick its ass.
Emanuele.
Emanuele is going to get out of Haldor's way, and he's gonna pull out his +1 arrow and fire at the guy on the ground.
Unfortunately, the
It will be a
turtle-
-4 because it's a ranged attack on prone.
And it's I think blinded. It takes a -2 to AC, and
I think it's like flat-footed and -2, isn't it?
yeah, it loses dex as well.
Yeah. So it's flat-footed plus -2, so it's easy to hit.
Also, still pretty good even with -4.
Everybody, dog bio.
Curb stomp the little shit.
So I think that's 18 damage.
18 damage.
Hey, I felt that.
Has an arrow the size of half of its body pierces its leg.
Its wounds begin to stitch up a little bit as it stands up from prone.
Does that provoke for Lucilla?
It will provoke from Lucilla.
And Ris'sh.
Wait.
Fun fact: before you try to make another trip attempt, I did learn that you make the attack of opportunity before they stand up.
Mm.
So you actually can't chain trips like I used to do.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I'm not trying to grapple it anyway, so.
Yeah, you can do that. It doesn't work though.
You know what? Just for the laughs, I am also going to try to grapple it.
Crap, the little shit.
16?
That'll work.
Nice.
I just put my boot on it.
Oh god, this is getting Manfredesque with the fairy.
Yeah, I'm bigger for once.
She's
Oh
going
god,
to
this
try
is going to
to
her head.
More
combat
likely,
cast.
I probably just grab it, but yeah.
So that's a +7 on top of that. So she does succeed on the concentration to cast defensively.
Well, this is good either way because I'll be able to reach him.
You know what? She thinks you're the strongest and you're the closest that she can target. She's gonna cast command on you because she can't see yet. This is the last turn of blindness.
Scylla?
Yeah.
Can you do that with your blind? Or do you have to see?
I mean, she just described that she's grappling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
making physical
definitely argue with that.
contact.
Yeah, because if she's in contact, there's gonna be an option to be able to do it.
All right. Will save?
Yes.
21.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Roll.
I'm in Dorian. We never do what we're told.
Yeah, she just keeps screaming about run away, and you're like, no. But yeah,
I just have her in one hand and I start waving around. Haldor, got one for you.
Haldor,
Now-
drop
now-
it in.
Now comes the scary moment of, okay, now chop this piece of wood while I hold it in my hands.
yeah, I will say that if you get a natural 1 on this attack, it will hit Lucilla.
That's fair.
Oh god.
Okay.
So stakes are on there.
How far do you have to move to charge?
10 feet.
10 feet.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can just charge and smack.
Charging power attack.
God damn it, who's the real line builder?
John Henry.
Yeah, so we got a combination William Tell and John Henry going on here.
I got +2 attack from flanking. Charging gives. How much is charging to be?
+2.
+2.
+2, so it's a +4. altogether, and that'll be a +3 because I'm power attacking.
And then there's still the penalties from sickened, but I think
Plus
it's
3 or
auto-calculated.
-3? How do you get +3 for power attacking?
Well, I have a +4.
Oh, for damage.
-1.
Yeah, it goes from 4 to 3.
Plus
Okay,
4, then a
I
minus
gotcha.
1 for power
I
attacking.
gotcha.
Okay, and then that'll be a +2 to the damage. I think that's all I got for damage.
No bardic.
Critical. Let's go. 10.
And miss. Doesn't stab Lucilla.
With all the flat-footed and everything like that?
Grapple does reduce AC, if I remember right.
Let's see.
And if it's still
Flat-footed,
fine,
it has a
doesn't
minus-
have dex, and it has a -2 penalty.
It has its dex and dodge removed. It has a -2, but it still has natural and size bonuses.
Yeah. guys.
Okay, yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. I have
Yeah.
combat reflexes.
Like to
Yep.
think Lucilla is kind of flinches away at the last moment, seeing that giant great axe coming at her.
If this dude tries to just move anywhere, I get another attack. So.
I mean, honestly, with how I play Lucilla and also Halfling's supposed to be being fearless, probably it's not flinching, it's more worry for the rest of you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, yeah, do it! And they're like, really don't want to try to hit this idiot.
You really don't want to cleave her hand off because
Mhm.
you're literally one away from that.
So,
Lucilla,
Ris'sh, what you doing?
Well, I guess I will continue to help try to hold it down and
Fail.
hopefully not get in the way.
How am I doing better than you?
I've only
I mean,
got
they
a
are the
+1. Yeah.
Stuck between a rock, a hard place, and the lizard.
Mm-hmm.
Ephixa.
5-foot step up.
That
draw
is
my-
right on the line. I will need you to make me a acrobatics check to not slip because it is wet around this area.
Okay.
There's a couple areas that can happen, and that is definitely one of them.
Okay.
It's a low DC. Basically, just don't get a nat one.
Actually, what I've seen that's more treacherous, would I be able to use a move action to go?
I'm gonna say you're in the heat of battle. I'm gonna make you roll it either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, unless you get a natural 1, you're almost guaranteed to succeed.
Okay.
The DC is gonna be a 5.
Well, there we go.
I was just about to say, nothing could possibly go wrong.
Mhm.
I mean, if you want to use a point, but other than
Yeah, I'll use a point. Just fuck it. There we go.
Yeah, you're fine then.
All right. Draw my scimitar.
You couldn't possibly get a natural 1.
All right.
proceed
Draw
to
my
spread it.
scimitar and take a swing at it.
who wants a piece of this one? Come on. Hanging onto his foot, waving it around.
So let's see. That's +2 for flanking.
And its AC is already lowered by a bunch.
And
Yeah,
all
it's-
your smite stuff.
Yep.
Grappled, it's blind.
And that's
Yeah.
additional +2 for damage. So
Plus
9
2, I thought,
damage.
because it's smite, you get more than 2.
The base smite +2 is already in there,
Okay.
but since it's evil outsider, it gets 2 more.
And it's only the first hit that's super damaging.
Oh, is
The
it?
others, well, the others I think still add damage, but it's like the first one's like plus charisma and all that.
And level.
Let me check. See.
Either way, Lucilla, you want to maintain the grapple? Go ahead and roll that. To confirm the grapple, you get a +5 to it to maintain a grapple.
Okay, I'll factor that in so we don't have to do the math.
No, it just says that the target is
Nope.
outsider of the evil subtype. The bonus damage. Oh, first successful. Okay, so yeah. So that's 7 is accurate, but it also bypasses all DR.
Okay, Lucilla, you lose its grip as it's this tiny little thing that just manages to get underneath your boot.
Yep.
But that doesn't use your. I think that uses your action to maintain the grapple, though.
Oh, it does use
believe.
an action to try to maintain?
I don't know. Does it? I can't remember.
Because if it is,
I don't think so.
I wasn't going to use it to do that anyway.
Yeah, I don't think you have to. I don't think it's action to maintain it.
Okay. Then never
So I
mind.
still have my
Yeah.
turn.
Yes.
Well, trip. 15.
15. With blinded, that will still not succeed.
Well, it was worth a shot.
+2 for flanking.
Oh, +2 for flanking.
Yeah, that'll show it.
So that does trip it.
Yeah.
So it gets up and it's like, freedom! And I just slap it.
Okay. Emanuele, you guys just beating up on this tiny little demon. It's still hanging in there, though.
Lucilla's just standing over this thing. I sure we don't run into a giant later and I'm totally paid back with karma for this.
Right.
This is the one time Lucilla gets to feel like a giant. You're muted, by the way, but that does hit, even with the -4.
It's 11 damage. And she would give covering fire to Ephixa, so she gets +2 on AC.
Okay. This turn, she is no longer blinded. Standing up from prone, provoking attacks.
From everyone.
Yep.
Get her.
Get her.
Ris'sh just cannot grapple it.
Nope, I'm not grappling it. But it looks like other people might be hitting it.
What do I need this image on this from? I don't know. All right.
That will not hit anymore.
But the 21 might.
The 21 definitely hit. It's still up, though.
Mhm.
And then it will try to fly up and away.
Combat reflexes, baby.
Yep. It doesn't know you have them.
Yeah, let's just... Got a +2 from flanking. I don't think anything else, so... 19.
That one will hit. Oh. Ooh, it's so close.
Did that 15 before take into account the fact that it still had a +4 for being prone?
It did not. So yeah, but between the two of those together, it does bring it down. So like the first one, like it hits it back down and it begins like, okay, they can't possibly catch me again. Flies up. Like it looks like it has like this dream of escape, like looking up into the air as all of a sudden it just sees
A giant
its own
fly
body as its face is cut off of its body, and like looking up at its body flying upward, spinning around like a weird fly before it splats on the ground.
Just standing around the splat. Lucilla, I mean, is it wrong that I kind of feel bad now? Like, we all
Yeah,
just kind of
Haldor.
stood around it.
Haldor trots over here and pukes inside the pool.
Don't suppose I can get any worse then.
Fix will edge away from that and pick up her shield.
Not need to see that.
Haldor, as you're puking into the pool, it is insanely cold. Like you're not like touching it or anything, but just like the air emanating from the water.
Be ready. When no blood made more of these things. Not know if apply to all body fluid.
It doesn't seem to be reacting to Haldor at all. At least it's him puking up his guts.
Well, just in case, I'm gonna... And I cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
Fix is going to make her way up here and check out the
Space
Illuminati.
Yeah.
Emanuele is going to walk over to Haldor and say, "Good fighting there, chap. And here, why don't you sip on this?" And hand him a potion of Cure Light Wounds.
Okay, so we're officially leveled now.
But don't get any of our per day uses until we rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
In addition to the normal healing, any HP that you got from your level up will just restore to. You'll get all of that.
Okay. then I'll be at max then.
Yeah, but the rest of the health you have will recover as normal.
All right.
So Ephixa, as you look over at that, it's a pool of water, like similar to the one below. It looks like it's similar water, though slightly orange compared to like the clearer.
Mhm.
This is clearly a shrine to Lamashtu in a pool of unholy water that has been desecrated, and it's just a renewable source of unholy water.
So anything I should roll for examining the skull pool?
Yeah, you can roll me. Let me see. I believe it's an Arcana, but I just want to double check.
Haldor takes the Cure Light Wounds potion, downs it in one gulp, and lets out a belch.
So yeah, roll me an Arcana check for Ris'sh to check out the pool. Not bad. So Ris'sh, you don't know exactly what this is because it's very old. But it definitely is directly connected to conjuration magic without even having to do a detect magic. You already saw how it could create those sin spawn. It seems to have a built-in reserve of energy that seems to replenish through some means you're not able to determine at this point without having to do further study. Though it does seem to be nearly out of potential, and seems to be if you were able to drain it fully, it would go dormant and not be able to reactivate.
Well, would like study, but if we drain, could be no one else is able to use for a long time. Though that possibly mean fighting more of things.
I think we need to disrupt and destroy whatever fiendish presence is here. Might not hurt to take a rest, though.
So what's going on with this pool up here, Bex?
It seems similar to the last, just smaller and more dedicated as part of a shrine.
Richard, I pull out my big book of Lamashtu evil things. Wouldn't happen to be a section on this there, would there?
Not a section per se about what it is, but it's very clearly with the book especially. It is just a renewable pool of unholy water, which the glow of orange is just caused by the enchantment. This one is a lot more minor than the one that's in the shrine outside of this cathedral. This one actually could just be destroyed with just holy water.
Oh, cool.
Ragebeard, Shinetooth want to check side the room.
I'm just flipping through this Necronomicon looking thing and go, got it. And I close it, return to my bag, and I pull my last vial of holy water. And I'm like, check this, and I just uncork it and I just dump it in.
Then
the roiling
explosion that detonates half the continent.
No, the roiling and bubbling seems to grow more intense for a moment, where it seems to splash out of the little pool in the center of this before gently subsiding. And imagine if you fast forwarded a glass of soda going flat is essentially what it looks like before just the whole thing stills and the orange glow begins to dim.
See? Taken care of.
I didn't make you roll because if you can just take a 10 on knowledge rolls, you would have been able to figure that out.
Yeah, I just realized that's how Lore Master work. I didn't know that it was take a 10 on all knowledge rolls whenever you want and take a 20 once a day.
Jesus.
That's insane.
Yeah, she is more lore than man.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like with all these rolls, you think I'd be like an Amadeus situation where I've got insane intelligence. I've only got 14. I'm just a bard.
So
All the
anything in
stories.
these side rooms?
Looking into the side rooms, I opened them already because I forgot when I was reading it that they're technically ajar at the beginning.
Okay.
But they're just empty. Well, it looks like they were probably used for storage at one point. There's some like old decayed robes of some kind in each of them. They don't really seem to hold anything else in detail at the moment.
Detect magic.
The only thing you detect is on the closet, which, as opposed to what normal demons do, she does not vanish from this plane.
Ooh, she went native.
Oh, investigate that.
Go ahead and let's see. You don't have to roll anything because I think two of you can just auto pass any like spellcraft checks for these.
I don't think I can auto pass. I just have bonuses.
Okay.
+9 to it, but
Yeah, I get a +1 to identify it.
So her tiny dagger is magical.
yay, we got a magic letter opener.
And then, in addition to what was magical, she seems to have a tiara. Her gown seems rather well, like really high quality for a demon that was down here. And she has an unholy symbol that's clearly to Lamashtu. It seems to be made of like a black rock.
These are fine robes. We should be able to trade these.
If you want to know anything about those that are not magical, you can roll me a praise. Otherwise, it's spellcraft for the dagger.
Lucilla looks at the tiny dagger and just goes, first one too big, now one too small.
So yeah, this
just right.
funny enough, this is actually a small dagger.
Oh.
She was carrying it around, but she couldn't actually use it.
Mm-hmm.
It is a small +1 cold iron returning dagger.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't have to pull out your sling.
Yeah. I think a sling has better range, but other than that.
That's said we could transfer stuff with a quarter of its
Yes.
price tag.
Well, half of its price. Quarter of its price tag, but it has to be the equivalent, like a +1 returning dagger. You could put it a +1 returning other weapon that falls in the same like weapon category, as well as could also be a returning item.
But the cold iron thing is actually pretty nice because if we fight more demons, I know in and out of character that cold iron bypasses, which is pretty handy for all of us non-paladins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they said it had a magic tiara too.
It wasn't magical; they just seem really high quality. If you want to roll praises for those,
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. So the tiara itself is made of gold with some silver inlay. It's worth about 50 gold. The gown itself, even with the blood of a demon on it, is really quality silk that is from a particular. I can't remember what silk's actually made of insects, right? Or is it?
Yeah, it's a specific worm cocoon.
Yeah, this is a type of silk that isn't created anymore because the thing that made it went extinct. So it is worth 25 gold, even with the small amount that it has on there.
I'll be right back. I gotta take a quick bio.
No worries. And then there's an obsidian holy symbol of Lamash too. That if you're able to find someone who would want to buy something like that, would probably be worth about 10 gold.
I was gonna say, I mean, at least someone can have a really nice handkerchief.
Actually,
you know, rich people would want it.
I'm also going to take a bio, so this might just be a good time for
I
that.
actually did have a handkerchief made of this exact material. Fortunately, it was with my other goods and stuff, and I lost it.
Yeah, we can go ahead and take a break since people need to do quick runs somewhere.
I don't need to know about your favorite cum rag, Emanuele.
What was that?
And gross.
Oh, I can imagine where that went.
Planes, trains, what's next? Automobiles?
Welcome to Atlanta.
After that, then it's birds, then planes, And the
Oh, there
Superman.
goes the street racer.
So
that's
she's
down.
dead now, so I can tell you. She was a Quasit with witch levels.
Yeah, I figured with the hex.
Unfortunately, one of her hexes was pretty useless against you guys.
So Pocket Sand might not have worked too well anyway. Ah, well. When they double the DC, you can't complain.
Yep, she had 4 witch levels and was a Quasit based CR1.
Yes, I think that would have put it at like 7 hit die.
Yeah, exactly. Actually,
And you said 4, and then
if she was actually able to do anything when she was on ground level with you guys, she was going to try to claw at you guys because she had poison. Wasn't great poison, but hey, dex damage every round.
I like that gravity bow.
Mm-hmm.
it is nice.
Yeah, 18 damage on one shot.
Yeah, gravity bow. It's very good.
And at level 18, I get Vital Strike.
Nice.
That's a joke. It just feels like forever when you're a 3/4 bab.
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried half BAB?
Yeah, sorry to complain there. Hands and claws wizard.
Oh, yeah. Nah,
Biting
like I
claws.
said, gotta get that while it's useful.
I'm back.
Like it.
It's just about not. Maybe one more level.
Right.
But by then I'll have an actual spell book.
We're just waiting on Gombo to get back now, I think.
Gotcha. So Lucilla deactivated the shrine here, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
This one down here seems to still be active, but it doesn't seem like it's actively doing anything at the moment.
So I went with communal protection from evil and that blood transcription spell for my level.
And
So I've got a good spell and an evil spell.
unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to drain any spells out of the Quasit because she don't have enough blood.
Yep. Thing would probably fit in a pint bottle.
Like, hey, it doesn't have enough blood, but I just eat the whole Quasit and get it.
Gonna eat that. Technically, I think it has to be relatively recently slain.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, that's interesting. So one of the cantrips I picked up as part of my level up was Purify Food and Drink, which apparently causes unholy water to spoil.
Nice.
Awesome. I have a spell that can turn normal water into alcohol then and remove all just can't be unholy water.
So first you spoil the unholy water, and then you turn it into alcohol.
Well, that technically,
Casket, call it the Devil's Brew.
I think the proper name would be the Devil's Brouhaha. But
No, you see, that's the company name, and the Devil's Brew is its first alcohol.
I think they might have changed Infernal Healing so that it's on par with the Celestial Healing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Infernal Healing was kind of
I think
broken.
it used to
for-
scale. And now Celestial Healing scales at around per 2 levels. Whereas I guess it started off better because it starts off at a minute, whereas Celestial Healing scales up to a minute.
Yeah. So the Devil one gives you a quick, easy out, while the Celestial one just gets better as you go. That seems fitting.
So Fix will ease her hand into the pool of unholy water and kind of just focus and will on.
is it this one or the other one? Because this one right in front of us, I already cleansed.
Well, you shut down the enchantment portion of it, didn't you? So would the water that's already in there still be unholy?
It is not. The unholy water that's in there has been. It's just dirty water now.
Oh, okay. Easy enough then. So this pool seems a bit larger than what I could manage.
I don't know if that's unholy water. I think it's something else.
I forget if we did identify what it was in the other one.
Didn't you say this was some sort of conjuration thing when you did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ris'sh did Arcana. It's definitely used in conjurations, as evidenced by the sin spawn that was created by it.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of this one.
Oh,
over.
this one.
Oh, that one. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that one is. It makes a more pure version of unholy water called Waters of Lamashtu.
Which one? The lower one or the higher one?
The higher one.
Higher one did. Okay, and you
This one
broke
up
that.
here.
This one's not broken, but it's.
Oh, that one. I gotcha.
That's a little stronger. It's going to take more than just cleansing unholy water.
Mm-hmm.
But this one in particular here, it creates the sin spawn that you can tell. It seems to have a limited resource of what it has in it to do that, and it's highly diminished already. If you and with Ris'sh's high roll, he knows that if you were able to drain it of its energy, it would go dormant, most likely preventing anyone from using it until it could somehow replenish itself. Which there's no clear way of doing that, so you don't know how that would happen.
Anything in my big book of evil about that?
No.
Dang.
You can roll an Arcana too if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Seems like the
I
right
already
thing
used
to
my
do.
once a day 20, but well, I'm gonna roll it. 27.
7. So let me double check before I
Just one shy from what you maxed
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
So you're able to piece a little bit more together with the looking at the sin spawn that are around the room now.
Mhm.
These are definitely still wrath spawn, which most likely means that this thing is replenished with the more wrathful energy that dies nearby. You're not sure how close it has to be. Most likely, at least the city itself around above you guys. Most likely, it replenished with the recent raid of the goblins. Probably helped add some energy to it.
Okay, so it's like the town's anger acts as a generator, which then
Yes.
replenishes the water.
And it, from the looks of how old it is, and the fact that you've only came across 3 spawn before these 2 were created in this room, it most likely has quite a long recharge time.
Well, then it's clear. We must destroy the city in order for this not to be rebuilt.
Or just give everyone some really nice drugs.
I'm suddenly questioning my methods for how I've been killing these things.
Well, only way we know for certain drain pool is make more of those things and kill them.
I'm willing to do that. I think that's probably for the best, rather than let them just find a way to conjure themselves or somebody else come across and.
Yes.
Well, it took the entire raid to make like 4 of these things. So if there's only a little bit left in here, it couldn't be more than maybe 1.
I say we do what we can to cleanse it. Do we know how we could?
Heal?
Is there there's a church in town? Couldn't we? I don't know.
Well,
No, I'll talk to them about it, but first I want to make sure this thing is inactivated or
Well-
drained of whatever.
Here's a question. With my knowledge arcana, is this divine or arcane in nature?
It's clearly arcane in nature.
Yeah, so Lucilla will bring that up. I mean, I don't know how much help the church would be down here. This is a modified arcane summoning circle. It's not like the unholy water fountains we've been finding. This is wizard shit.
That might
But
be
they're
able to
called
consecrate the
sin
ground to at least make it difficult for any sort of evil being. I don't know. If it's bringing about evil outsiders, then perhaps the church could at least do something to abate them if they can't do something about the circle proper.
those sin spawn aren't outsiders. They're mutated humanoids. They're not actually from another realm.
Oh.
Well, think we've been everywhere. Maybe
I say we
rest.
just metaphorically start pushing buttons till something happens.
Works for me.
Yeah.
So you want to try to
Well,
summon
blood,
something with it?
Blood let the one make two, so
Yep. Who wants to throw a few drops into the pool?
Okay, so
I threw
To
a few
save-
drops into the pool earlier.
to save some time, it will summon two.
Hmm.
So you can actually control where they come out by where you put the blood, as well as how many come out at once. So go ahead and everyone roll me 2d20s. These are
Okay.
basically you trying to coup de grace them before they can actually fully form.
2 and 11.
20 and a
So
3.
Emanuele coup de grace one with an arrow before he just sees it come out while he's bored and looking bored in the corner. He's like, "Oh shit!" and just shoots it in the head before it comes out. And yeah, Ris'sh just grabs one of them by the head that's slowly forming. It looks like almost like infant size when it first starts forming, and he just grabs it and rips it in half.
Hmm.
See,
Yeah.
that wasn't so bad.
The glow gently subsides before it just looks like a pool of slightly like ice. Like I say slightly, but it's ice cold water.
With a little bit of vomit in there. How deep
It
does
does-
the pool look?
The pool itself is only about 3 feet deep.
Okay.
It is still immensely cold.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it's definitely more than 3 pints.
yeah. And let's see. The magic is still present, but it is very much reduced and is putting out about the same amount of magic as a cantrip would, essentially.
Using her detect evil, would likewise have a very minor sense of evilness to it.
The evil is it has a minor evil presence to it. Not like honestly, of evil you're detecting more from this thing out here.
Mhm.
But it has a minor essence to it of evil.
So if we bring the Quasit body into it again, there's no more coming out.
If you drop a little, if you drop any more blood in it, it doesn't do anything. The blood just kind of sits in the pool before it dissipates a little bit. It is very clearly dormant now. It's just it's not broken by any means.
Well, I think we did all we can do for now.
Yeah, anything short of drawing a magic circle around this thing, which, I mean, show of hands of everyone who can do that. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I can
Draw a
draw a
circle.
circle. I think we deserve a reward.
I
Now-
mean,
Let's go find someone to give it to us.
this kind of is the reward. I mean, come on, evil temple, monsters, shutting down magic rituals.
Mhm.
Don't tell me this isn't great.
No, I'm right there with you. It was definitely great coming down here and
Come
thwarting
on,
the evildoers.
You can't expect us to do this kind of work without any recompense.
Agreed.
Sheriff agreed to pay us, but he gone for now, yes?
Well, the job's already only half done as well.
True.
There's
Half
still snaps fingers. Oh, what's her name? Up on the mountain with the goblins.
Yes, Thistletop.
Yeah, that's the.
Well, I suggest we go back to town and tell everyone what a great job we did and get a little rest.
Yeah, I'm still feeling a little bit woozy from that sin spawn.
Yeah, I think we've been everywhere. No unaccounted for doors, anyway.
Except for all the secret doors.
Yeah,
I
the
know,
secret
right?
door that this big piece of cheese is pointing at.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
You
Through
didn't
the
find the
mountain.
you didn't find the magic Gouda room.
But yeah,
Breezed
as you,
right past it.
so you guys make your way back out. Go ahead and take you to the splash page so you can update any token issues, which I think they're all still up to date.
Get it?
Mhm.
Breezed. We breed right past it.
Aha. Is everyone's HP what they should be at with their
Yep.
maximums? And
I'm changing it now.
No.
I think Emanuele's is lower than what it normally should be right now.
Yeah.
Are we healing up?
Well, you haven't gone to take a rest yet, so
Okay. Yeah, my max HP is where it should be.
I'm just tying Emanuele's and I think Ris'sh's HP and stuff is tied. I think it's just Emanuele's that wasn't tied to his bar.
Yeah, it's not.
I just fixed it now, so it is. So it should be 24. You're 19 out of 24. But since you didn't take any damage to that fight otherwise, I think you go back up to full. Yep. Ris'sh and Haldor are a little hurt, but otherwise the rest of you look pretty okay. Got really lucky on those couple of those fights that really could have fucked you.
Mm-hmm.
But as you return to the surface, the guards are waiting out there and like, "Oh, is everything okay? Did you find anything?"
Found
Lot of
thing,
stuff.
broke thing.
Well,
I would make sure nobody goes down there until we have church officials pay a visit and possibly consecrate certain areas.
We did slay the demon, though, so spread the word.
you hear they hear consecrate the ground, then they hear demon like it looked like one of them is about to have a headache in mid job and like, I think you should report to the mayor. I think this is, I think I'm gonna need a vacation when the mayor gets back or the captain gets back.
Could talk smooth skin chief.
But yeah, it's up to you guys what you want to do from here.
The mayor has skills?
I slowly trail behind the group because I'm furiously writing down what happened in my my adventure journal.
As we're heading out, Emanuele's going to walk over near Haldor. Good friend there. Do you mind if I buy you a drink when we get back to the tavern?
I'm always up for a good drink, yeah.
I
Go right ahead and do that.
I noticed you're very talented with that sword. It's not exactly the way I was trained, but have you ever considered taking up employment using the sword?
I'm technically at the moment a bounty hunter by trade, so I would say that I already have.
Well, if I could interest you in a side job, I lost my companions on the way, and I need some new men-at-arms. Would you be interested in joining my employ?
As long as the gold's good.
Well, it's not great, I have to say. I lost my... So the most I could offer you right now is 5 gold pieces a week.
That'll spend.
I
I'm
lost my
sticking around here at least until we're done with this job.
Excellent. Well, then let's go have a drink and we will discuss.
You men read funny writing in temple below, yes?
Oh, is that Lucilla?
Yes, Lucilla.
Yeah, she's not looking up as she's just scribbling things down. She goes, mm-hmm.
Perhaps teach Ris'sh.
Wait, sorry. I'm sorry. What did you say? I was involved.
Language below, yes? funny writing related to temple?
Oh yes, Thessalonian.
Mm. Can't say heard of them, but seem involved in troubles. Would be good to know the language.
Yeah. According to my research, the ruins are all over this region. That's why I poured over some libraries back home, pieced together the language. I'd be happy to let tutor you in a few things that I've learned.
Good. Good. Maybe teach you lizard. Whatever their word for themselves is.
Yeah.
Not gonna come up with that on the spot.
So, forewarning to
Okay.
you, in Thessalonian, they either don't have a word for oranges, or I haven't found a word for oranges. So, expect that gap.
You think big issue is oranges?
I mean, you never know.
You are going to have to bifurcate your tongue to speak lizard, though.
And she turns to Ephixa. And Kenai, Ris'sh will go speak with hatchlings tomorrow. Yes? Want to come? Help, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay, that's those things out of the way for now.
We heading to the tavern, or we heading to the mayor's first?
That was about to be my question.
I would say the mayor first.
Hey, Mayor, we found a demonic temple under the town.
We're going to have
so-
to move your town.
You go here from the Glass Street, up Rat Alley, up to Main Street, and then to the number 11 on the map, which is the town hall. There's already news bustling about the disturbances in town, but they all see you. A couple of you, it clearly looks like you've succeeded in making it out of a horrifying combat. At least one of you, that being Haldor, is covered in other people's viscera. And one lizard probably covered in a lot of his own.
Yeah, prestidigitation to clean up before we go into the mayor. But yeah, still covered in cuts and scrapes, I'd imagine. 5 out of 27 hit points now.
Yeah. And
Why are you taking it off? That's a sign of victory.
wow, it's so weird to see Ris'sh the wizard at 27 hit points, and then Lucilla's only at 17.
Yep.
Toughness and FCB.
So as you enter the town hall, a couple of the people who work there see you, and they're like, "Hold on a moment," and they go to fetch the mayor. She doesn't she's not like one of those mayors that's going to make you wait for hours because they can. She comes
What
out.
kind of jerk would do that?
The kind that intentionally sets something up to piss people off, and then they walk right into it.
But yeah, she comes out promptly. Everyone recognizes her from anyone who hasn't been here long enough has recognized her from the couple a day before, as well as the festival at the beginning of the campaign. Mayor Kendra Deverin. She greets you all. It's like, so I heard you have news about what you found below.
Yeah, check it. And I throw like the bloody silk dress from the imp just like on a desk, and it just goes squish. It's just a tiny bloody silk dress. Wait, that probably is more distressing than I think it means.
A little bit, yes.
Is Temple Lamash too? Yes.
Tiny
Also-
demon. We killed it.
Well, that's good to know that if there was a demon under there, it's dead. I heard tales of demons coming back. You sure it's not going to just come back? Like, don't they just disappear and come back? I don't know the details.
I mean, how factual do you want to get?
So you're just sure it's dead? That's all I really need to know.
This one looked like it was native, and everything I've seen after we slayed it suggested as such.
Well, you all have been very trustworthy since you've been here, and you've helped the town a great deal, so I'll take your word for it. I will contact the cathedral and see if they might be able to have somebody go take a look at the Shrine of Lamash too, see if we can deal with that. We don't want that underneath the town.
Yes, I would warn them that the sins of your town citizens might be coming back to haunt them.
You're preaching to the choir here. I've been a mayor for the past 12 years.
No, I mean physically beings made up of their anger.
Was
Yeah.
magic waters make wrath spawn?
Mm-hmm. I have no idea what those are, but I'll definitely contact some people who have some arcane knowledge to send to study that. I believe Brodert in town would probably be interested. From what I heard before and I imagine you told her some of the gist of the area, the stuff.
Mhm.
He's interested in anything even remotely Thessalonian. So if there's anything down there of that, he is going to think of it as his own personal playground anyway. So might as well at least put him to work while he's down there.
That's not concerning at all.
Thessalonians, why are they important?
Is that like you acting in character?
Yeah.
The mayor just kind of shrugs like, well, they ruled this area thousands of years ago. He's a historian that likes to study this kind of stuff.
Well, they're not here anymore.
Yeah, well, learn history or doomed to repeat it and all that. He likes to ingrain a lot of this in our heads. We
Sounds like a
put
bunch
up
of
with it
losers
because
to me, but
he teaches a lot of the children their letters when the people need help with that. So we let him preach about the histories and past all he wants.
Sounds like my old professor. Dreadful bore.
Indeed. But it looks like, and she kind of looks over at Haldor, over to Ris'sh, and then looks at the rest of you like amazingly well put together still. Like, well, it looks like most of you had quite a harrowing journey down there. I suggest you take some rest. I will hope you will still be investigating Thistletop. From what you described before, it seems like that'll be the next most concerning thing.
Your friends from Malthun are here to help.
Don't know where that is, but I'm happy to hear it.
Let me tell you all about it.
I'm going to be going to Thistletop either way. My log here needs a Act 3 conclusion.
Perhaps should wait for sheriff return.
My only concern is he's gonna be at least another week, and if what we heard about the ritual being performed to summon something or break something free, I worry that might happen sooner than later.
well, I'm sure we won't arrive at the last minute and have to fend off whatever.
Yes, that would be terrible. She says, trying to repress the grin.
Like her hands are behind her back, just like giddy and shaking.
Yep.
She kind of does look at Ris'sh and Haldor like, should I send for a priest to help treat your wounds? I know you're pretty beat up. Can't help but notice.
Would be kind, yes.
You're staying at the Rusty Dragon, correct?
Yes.
I'll have one or two of them make their way over there to help you. Most of the wounds of the townsfolk are well treated, so they should have something to spare. And so we don't have to roleplay that out. A couple of the priests that have like level 1 spells and channels will be able to heal you guys. So of their 2 priests, 4 channels, 15 hit points from that.
Oh, I realize I still had one more lay on hand, so I'll use that on Ris'sh.
Okay.
When we do leave the mayor's office, Lucilla proclaims that when we get back to the Rusty Dragon, the first round is going to be on.
And then Haldor, if you're missing anything, they'll throw out a couple Cure Light Wounds. which that should bring you up to full. So that's like
Okay.
27 hit points back. So with a long night's rest, I'm pretty sure everyone will be back up to full then.
Fix, before she makes her way back to the tavern, would go by the church and let the headmaster there know what they discovered
Mm-hmm.
and see, see if there's any plan on addressing the Lamashtu shrines that are down there.
Yes, they Xantus, Father Xantus does talk to you about it. They have to wait for, unfortunately, to consecrate the grounds down there with the shrine. They have to wait for the mayor, or the sheriff to come back, because then he needs to leave to go to Magnamar and fetch somebody who has power enough to consecrate grounds like that, as he is just a middling cleric. But he does plan to have a rotating shift of guards and clerics to keep an eye on the area.
Okay, that's good.
He's already talked to the mayor about setting up some kind of watch for anything evil going on anyway. And when you bring this to his attention, he does plan on talking to her about that, as well as with the acolytes that he has under his control over here, which there's like 4 of them. They are all able to work in shifts to every day to like have 2 people alternate and everything.
Okay.
So at least if something does happen, they'll be able to alert the town of anything.
Sounds like solid strategy for the time being. Let me know if there's anything I could do to help. Meantime, it sounds like might be needed in other areas too, but I'll be around.
Yep. I'm not going to roleplay all it out, but he does ask you about what was down there and how your progress was when you were down there. Asking you if the light of it's Sarenrae you worship, right?
Yeah.
How if the light of Sarenrae has seemed to invigorate your journey as of yet, and that kind of thing.
And she would definitely say that she's definitely feeling that call to not action, but call to service.
Yep. And this is the one of the guys that raised you in this church, and he does seem excited, but you can kind of get that sense of worry behind the excitement. So he asks to say a prayer. He goes through the motions of saying a prayer to Desna as well as Sarenrae before he sends you off. But it's mostly just a welcome kind of like normalcy that you can get from the town. But eventually you're able. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, with that she'll make her way to the tavern and catch up with the others.
And I believe Lucilla said the first round was on her.
Yeah, I'm buying 4 pints of water.
As you do.
Yep. I imagine everyone's quite disappointed when it gets to the table. But Lucilla just climbs all the way up on the table. Goes, all right. Rubs her hands together. I learned this trick from a priest of Caden Kalian a little while back. All right. Everyone, pick a drink. Up to 3.
It's just water.
Pick one. Just tell me it.
That one.
Imagine you're waiting for...
Pick a type of alcoholic beverage, Emanuele.
Haldor takes a sip and he says, I knew they made it weaker down here, but I didn't realize this much.
A red wine. A nice Malbec.
Okay, I got red wine. What's next? We got another 2.
Something fruity.
Okay, that's 2 for red wine. What else we got?
Something sweet, I should add.
Still red wine.
Okay. I don't know my alcohol yet.
Anyone else? No one.
Let me see. I'm trying to think. What are Scandinavian alcohols? That's
Mead,
one based on what
mainly.
he likes off. Yeah.
Something with fish.
Vodka.
At the mention of mead, she's like, ooh, make mine a mead.
All right.
A
So,
strong dolphin mead.
best I can do. Rub my hands together, and I don't have the exact words, but since it is kind of a rendition of a Caden Kalian spell, I imagine it's something like a short drinking song is the thematic components. And one pitcher will turn into red wine, and the other two will turn into mead. The water just transforms. Well, bam!
That's a good way to piss off a tavern owner if I've ever seen it, but I'm not complaining.
Speaking of, up walks Amiko.
Mhm.
She looks at what you were doing, kind of looks at the drink, grabs the one that's in front of Emanuele and takes a sip. She's like, I could do better, and puts it down for him and walks away.
I lean over. I'm just trying to look cool. Just roll with it.
And don't worry, you're already cool. And she kind of leans over to do a fist bump.
Lucilla, I didn't know you were a patron of Caden Kalian.
Well, not specifically, but a lot of people in the Pathfinder Lodge back in Almas were, and they were quite free with the story. So I picked up a few tricks from them. That's how most of my magic works. I'm not like Ris'sh. I don't actually have a spell book. These are just kind of little tricks I picked up from people that taught me a few things. But most of the spell book there it's over my head. Or more accurately, I don't have the patience for it.
So Caden Kalian didn't bestow you with this power.
I mean, he technically not directly, but it was a trick taught to me by a worship of Caden Kalian, so via the 2 points of social contact, yes. It was taught by a god to a person who taught me, so I draw the lines.
Okay.
Roll diplomacy to confuse Haldor. But yeah, out of character, an unfortunate side effect of the enhanced water is it is described as being middling quality.
Mm-hmm. So her comment about I could do better was correct.
Yes.
Somebody that hasn't really drank much, if at all, in her life. She's going. Fix is going along with it.
The juniper berries aren't mixed in correctly.
In my defense, I've never actually had a wolf and wine mead before, so it was a guess.
A little bit of a Skyrim.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Swine has a slight hint of rutabaga.
I expected Emanuele to be like, this wine has a slight hint of ass to it.
That was his side comment. You don't want your wine to taste like rutabaga.
Well, they did a study, and they said all those wine connoisseurs that could magically tell where a wine is made and what ingredients went into the barrel are actually just lying.
Yeah, I remember that. They would swap out the wines, and they would say the same thing.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Hoity-toity bullshit.
I
It's just
detected
decades
of
It's decades of a
ox
con.
wine.
Anyway, you guys have yourselves drinks and entertainment during the night. The town itself seems none the wiser to the issues facing the town. There are some people who talk rumors like, so I heard you fought half a dozen demons below the gasworks, huh? Man, that's awfully crazy of you. Don't know how y'all do it. And, kind of gives you a wink, a side, I know you're exaggerating, but whatever.
If that carries on, I might have to get up on a table and use my perform oratory to regale the entire tavern with a retelling of our exploits.
Do you
I
whisper
would
that
love
aloud?
to hear that.
For
I'm
Fix
saying
it?
that out of character.
Oh, okay. Fix was going to encourage you otherwise, because she's probably a little tipsy at this point.
You know what? If Richard puts on non-spooky music,
Oh, I didn't know I had that music on there. So
yep, it's very ominous. Yep, probably partway through the night, after a few drinks in, I'll get on the table and I will attempt to regale the tavern with our exploits into the temple. I'll roll it before I describe how good it was. But let's see. It's 16. That's middling.
Yeah.
Very fancifully said, but using epic sounding terms. Even describe how we beat down the demon. Not that we all just stood in a circle and punted it around.
Mhm.
The only part Lucilla lives out is her losing her shit and trying to beat the shit out of a walkway. Other than that, Emanuele would probably like that, is that she's actually very complimentary of everyone in her retelling. It's not like what, we joke about a lot in our sessions about, the person telling the story emphasizes how awesome they were and everyone else just helped. No, it's
Yeah.
it's very even-handed. It's like, it's a team effort. We all work together on this thing. We're awesome.
It's not like how I
Our great ladder, Blizzard over there.
It's not like how I wrote the session summaries for the 40K short shot.
Yeah, so let me see. Yeah, DC 15 is enjoyable performance. I earn 1d10 silver per day if I did that for money. Are they throwing money?
yeah.
Yeah!
You see one silver fly towards your head, and you catch it, and they're like, "Put Mamiko back on. We want to hear her music."
Well, I greatly enjoyed the story.
Which they're not unappreciative, but they're drunk and they want to hear
Mhm.
tunes. Also, there's some people gambling and they're trying to cover up what they're saying to each other without having to get distracted by a story.
It's fine, I just cast Spark on his alcohol. Anyway.
So unless anyone else wants to do anything for the day.
No.
The bar itself, nice and peaceful. There's some, shouting as bars happen. But eventually it settles down, and when you get ready to settle in, Amico. I'm not sure if I told you before, but for saving my life, I believe I owe you more than I can give you, other than free rooms. I want you all to have the bronze room. It is free for use whenever any of you ever come to town. And she kind of shows you to the room, which it looks like almost like a studio apartment in terms of size.
Mhm.
It's like, this is for special guests only. I do not generally rent it out, but I feel you all earned it, and make use of it whenever you see fit. And she pointed there's only 2 beds here for now, but I could have more brought in, and I have some cots in the meantime. But it has all the luxuries. It has a table set up at the end where it has food on it, fresh as they come, fruits and veggies, and there's basins for water. There's even a bottle of wine. She's like, it's just my little way of saying thanks for rescuing me.
Much appreciated. Is it nicer than Emanuele's other room?
Very much so.
Oh, okay. He's made them.
These beds are actually rather than just being a cloth that kind of holds in a bundle of stuff to whether it be hay or other material, are actually stitched and actually resemble modern day beds, or at least a close equivalent to it.
Very kind, yes.
I would like to say that Lucilla then screams, "First one to the bed gets to claim it," and that natural 20 was while they were talking. Lucilla tied her whip around Emanuele's feet, and then she just takes off running.
Fix goes for it too.
Ris'sh just goes to one of the corners, spreads on her blanket and a few scraps of leather, and starts transcribing the spell.
And Emanuele
we
falls.
found.
Yep. Nice big face plant on Emanuele's part.
I got a natural 20. That was so perfect.
Yeah.
We'll need this floorboard fixed. And a few more beds. That'd be great. Thank you.
She's like, I'll bring in some temporary accommodations, but I do plan on adding a couple more beds, so rest assured.
I see what you did there.
And as she's leaving, she kind of puts a hand on Emanuele's shoulder. She's like, don't worry, if the ground's uncomfortable, my room's across the hall. And just makes her way out.
But
Lizard chuckle.
Emanuele.
All I picture is the lizard opening his mouth and his tongue coming out and like slithering a little bit.
Emanuele full on blushes.
Lucilla's doing bed angels. I will want that whip back, though.
Especially before he takes it into the other room with her.
Ha!
I don't understand, but here it is back. I need to go get my stuff.
This is the softest bed ever.
It is actually the softest bed you've probably ever been on.
Oh yeah, that she wasn't kidding. I figured it would be. Churches aren't really known for their luxurious beds.
Especially not after it burned down.
Yeah.
I built another one, and it sank into the swamp.
Yeah, a lot of the church's beds are glorified piles of hay with a little bit of like sheet over them to kind of shape up as a bed.
Mm.
It's not much better than that. So yeah, you're definitely going to get probably the best night of sleep you've had. Even if you wound up bunking up with somebody, especially with how big these beds are. These are the equivalent of like not queens, but like the size down from that. I think full
size.
Yeah.
Well, going off description, I said first one to each bed gets to claim it, and Lucilla and Fix are the ones that ran,
So
and
they
Emanuele
claimed it.
tripped, and Ris'sh said she was just going to be making up in the corner, and Haldor didn't say anything, so I guess we just got our own bed.
Hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah.
So what? There's two, or I thought
Yeah, there's
one
there's
bed.
only two beds. They did bring. She does eventually come back and bring in some bedding to make up some beds on the ground if you want to stay here. Though she does still have the common room if you wish to stay there as well.
Fast forward 4 hours to Haldor stumbling and drunk and falling onto the bed on top of Lucilla. Smash.
Oh my god, she's stuck in his beard.
It's kind of cozy.
Meanwhile, I imagine Ris'sh has just made a pile of pillows and blankets as a nest in the corner.
And I think you got that whining thing going on, Richard.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
Might be Michael, but it's gone now.
Hello?
Yes.
Is the whining sound back?
He's gone.
Okay. Yeah, that just happens sometimes.
Yeah. One other mechanical thing. Could I try and study the torch I borrowed to learn the ever-burning torch spell?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a spellcraft. $15. Let's see.
I'd have to cash out another one of those gold bags, but to write it
Because
down.
it basically lets you learn continual flame, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Gotcha.
that 15, you'll be fine to be able to learn it.
Yeah, and then I'd have to cash out, I think, another one or two of them to actually cast it on something. But hey. Things. All right, so
Free spell is free spell.
indeed.
Well, not technically free. It also requires ruby dust of 50 gold per cast of it.
Yeah, that's saying that I'd have to cash out another one. So we're at 4 out of 6 of those bags we found.
But yeah, you all have a nice rest of whatever variety you choose. You're awoken to the smells of curried salmon and some raspberry mead that she brings in on a tray for you all.
Oh, that's
Mm.
quite appetizing.
Yeah, like I'm looking at like the taverns and stuff every now and then in Sandpoint. So many of them have food that I would like totally eat from anywhere.
Mhm.
Like the worst one, and I say worst in terms of it's supposed to be the worst tavern. Their special dish is beer-soaked fish and potato strips fried in lard,
Yeah,
and
I'd
that
be down
still
for
sounds delicious.
right.
Yeah,
Pretty sure that's just
It's-
beer battered fish and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
fried and beef tallow.
Yeah.
And now I'm hungry. Thank you.
You're welcome. That you awake in the morning for whatever tasks you wish to accomplish before you set out to Thistletop, which, knowing the lay of the land, you'd be able to talk to anybody you wish. It is only about a 2-hour walk to get to the nearby area where it is. Though getting through the nettle woods is a little bit more difficult, but we'll get to that when it comes to it.
For the record, outside the party, I've mentioned the Lamashtu book I took from the temple to no one.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Can be awkward when she goes to detect evil and there's something about you that's evil.
You already know I have the book.
Yeah, true.
The priests detect evil constantly in the church. You walk in, bing, bing, bing.
Nice bells.
Those two?
Emanuele would ask someone who seems knowledgeable exactly which direction.
Yeah, it is east about 6 miles away to get to the Nettle Woods, which is the location where Thistletop is nearby.
Well, before leave, Ris'sh should attend to promise and go speak with hatchlings.
What do you keep talking about hatchlings for?
Children.
Younglings,
The orphans.
littlings.
Oh.
Ace was part of deal for Wizard's book.
That makes sense.
I can assure you the kids will definitely enjoy the company. So Fix will certainly lead the way there when everybody's ready to go.
Is it just the two of you going? Sounds like it.
Yeah.
If anyone else has anything they want to do after I'm done with this, just think about it and you can let me know before you guys set off.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Fix and Ris'sh, you make your way to the Tarandarok Academy, which is the makeshift school / orphanage of the town. It is number 27 on the map. As you arrive, the children are already.
Fix would have made a detour to the bakery and grabbed enough sweet buns for all the kids. And
It would
let
run you maybe like a silver for that many.
Yeah, and she'll let Christian say, bribe usually helps keep them occupied while you tell your stories.
Yes.
So yeah, you come down. You have what close to the amounts is like a pack of donuts to bring to the children. They're already outside being slightly little monsters to the guy who's running the place. You see a couple of them fall, one of them falls down and scrapes his knee and starts crying, and the guy kind of sighs and uses a floating disc spell to just carry the kid back over to him.
Mage hand, just pick him up by the trousers.
But when you arrive, he's like, "Oh yes, I believe that we were expecting you, children. Children, come along. These are two of the heroes of Sandpoint. You already recognized one," and he kind of gives you a nod. Fix.
She would smile and wave and hold up the familiar satchel of baked goods that she frequently brings by whenever she can.
Yes. And a herd of galloping children come running towards you, to the point where you're almost overwhelmed as you start handing out the sweets.
Yeah, she's probably familiar with the routine at this point, knows how to brace herself well enough. And
it's not long as you, after you hand out the sweets, and they start noticing that the person that accompanied you is the tall dragon person they keep referring to. A couple of the children are like, "Oh my god, do you breathe fire?" And a bunch of questions little kids would ask to somebody who they thought was a dragon person.
Not dragon, sadly. Not breathe fire. Could use magic make fire. And do a couple prestidigitation tricks.
Yeah. And despite the fact that the teacher regularly tries to do this to the kids to kind of keep them distracted, they're much more interested when you do it. To the point where he's just kind of like sighing. He's like letting you guys take over so you can like rest for a moment. But the questioning continues kind of somewhat along the same veins. They like ask questions like, are you from far away? Are everybody from outside of Sandpoint a lizard? Just along the lines, are you from Chiliax? My mom says that they're all the devils. Are you a devil? I didn't know devils were green or white, as you are, not green.
Heard the region referred to as Mushfin by other cities stopped by. No, not everything outside city is Scytheclaw. Also, he's Melgak, or I think he's Goblin, whatever common would be referred to as in universe.
A lot of them start repeating the word you used, Melgak, where they just keep shouting at like, "You're a Melgak! No, you are!"
There actually is a name for the language of common.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it at the top of my head, but not to keep going with the same thing, but they do this continues for a good hour before the questions kind of quiet down, and then they just want to see you do magic tricks and ask you to do a bunch of mundane things you can do with prestidigitation or other cantrips. Before eventually he's like, "Okay, children, come on, you asked enough questions," and then kind of ushers them away from you. He's like, "Well, consider your debt paid, Ris'sh. I hope that the spellbook does a great deal of good for you."
Yes. Many good spell within.
Yes. It was just gathering dust in my trophy room anyway, so figured someone who actually could use it could benefit from it.
Yes, thought should take care of this. We are leave for Thistletop.
I've heard about that. I passed by the pathway a couple times in my travels, but never got anywhere near it. The Nettlewoods, they're a nasty place.
Yes. Happy to see hatchlings of most races much the same, thirsty for knowledge even if not capable of applying it well.
Yeah, they're special, all right. I'm just trying to make sure the next generation's a little less open-minded than the previous ones. Kind of looks over at Fix. I mean, I see that there's a couple more spots of your hair that need to be grown back properly.
She would just let out a sign. Yeah, that's something that I would like to see weaned out of the next generation.
Yeah, they're good people. They're just a little simple.
I know.
You have more pressing matters to attend to. Off with you. And he turns to the children and is like, "Okay, today we're going to study math," followed by Melgak by like 3 or 4 different kids. Anyone, Lucilla, Emanuele, or Haldor, anything you wish to grab or do in town during this time?
We don't need to super roleplay it out, but I was going to swing by that person who had a bunch of books in their house again and see if I can't find anything about Thistletop.
Yeah, she'll allow, like, she won't let you like research in there, but if you ask her any questions, she can research for you.
Yep.
You can basically assist her with the thing, but you're trying to just find out anything about Thistletop.
Yeah, knowledge geography is one of the few knowledge I haven't put any ranks in yet, so
Let me see what she has, because she has some knowledges too.
I got lots of history.
She has +4 in every knowledge, so
Okay.
so you can let's see, she'll get roll. Yeah, that's not bad. So where's the page? There it is. Thistletop is located on an island just off the coast of the Nettlewoods. It is an unusual location, as the island itself is in the shape of a skull. There's been some theories that there might be some Thessalonian ruins there, as well as they had a penchant for decorating every building or thing they owned with skulls. And then with the Thistletop itself, she does inform you that there are some issues with some poisonous plants and some other foliage and stuff that could cause some damage that can take a while to go away. So essentially what that'll do is it'll lend a bonus to one of your survival checks as you're navigating through the Nettlewood.
Gotcha. Do I think that plant is something that a dose of antitoxin could solve?
It will be it is considered a poisonous plant, so it could, yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna go find me someplace where I can buy some alchemy stuff.
Yep. Asking around, there is one. It is called, where is it? Pillbug's Pantry.
Awesome.
There's a rather rotund gentleman that is balding everywhere except for the very peak of his hair, where it would normally go into like a widow's peak. There's just a tuft of hair there, and then bald everywhere else except for the sides of the head, which makes for a unique look. But yeah, he's like, "Welcome to Pillbug's Pantry. I got anything you need." And he shows off the different stuff. Mostly there is antitoxins. There's a bunch of alchemical items like alchemist fire. There is acids of different varieties. He has a couple different potions that he's brewed. One, a potion of protection from chaos, as well as a potion of levitation.
Did we ever divide up the gold the money that we found on what's his face? Because I only have 18 gold.
I think I used the 10 platinum for the spell book. We still got
we're not getting antitoxin then.
200 in the gold dust and 40 out of silver dust, and then the other stuff that we could sell. I was about to ask if I don't want to bogart the loot, but if I could use another thing to put continual flame on my lantern, and then we'd have a ever-burning torch to pass around.
I mean,
I'm reloading Roll20 real quick. It was starting to slow down really bad for me.
Fix would probably, looking through the loot, take one of the short bows after the shenanigans of the last fight, realizing...
It's a composite 2, not 2 of them.
Oh, it's composite 2, okay.
Yeah.
So as long as you have
Yeah,
14 strength, you're fine.
I do not.
Then I'll take the short bow.
Probably.
Then I guess if you guys don't hate me, I was gonna use 50 gold of that dust to get an antitoxin.
I'm fine with it.
I'll go ahead and edit that down to 3. And
Also, do we ever decide who's getting that dagger?
I think you're the only one who can
we
use it.
hadn't even talked about it after picking it up, so
Yeah, I was just going to assume it was probably going to be not Haldor. That's why I
Yeah.
didn't care.
I mean, I just asked because I wouldn't mind using it because it's a nice little upgrade. I mean,
Yeah.
it does
Yeah.
like 1d3 rather than 1d4, which is super negligible difference from my short sword.
But it's also returning and it's
and
cold iron.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking.
cold iron might make it do a little bit less damage. And
No, that's
silver.
that's
That's
silver.
silver. Cold iron's actually really nice. I'll double check, but
So yeah, now Lucilla has a silver dagger as well as a cold iron dagger.
and one's a +1. That's actually very useful.
So it's a composite short bow.
Yep.
So it does 1d6 plus 2 for you.
It's underneath iron cold, not rather than cold iron. Yeah, it just makes applying additional magical effects to it are more expensive, but it otherwise functions identical.
Yeah, I'm not hearing any objections to me making another ever-burning torch for us.
No, I don't care.
And I'll go ahead and put the borrowed one on the Misk Valley Misk Magic list.
I'm letting you guys handle your own loot stuff, so I'm not getting involved there.
Just quickly.
But I got that composite short bow in case we ever meet another flying enemy.
Yep. So now I've got a hooded lantern with continual flame cast on the wick.
And
Very nice.
I am playing a barbarian, so I don't think I'm ever getting the ability to fly on my own.
Don't worry, they just need to cast it on you before you rage, and then you just angry fly.
It looks like from the map we could just follow the Thistle River through the wood and come up near Thistletop. Thistle's top.
Going to
There.
the Thistletop.
It's on the top right corner.
Right.
Sniff that mic real good.
How long of a journey is that?
It's about 2 hours. It's 6 miles.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really not that far away.
Yeah,
I get the feeling people don't like these woods.
Shanks and ticks and metal.
I mean it's either that or if someone wants to pony up the gold to like hire a ferry or something.
You guys also have horses.
Yeah,
You want to take my
the one
land?
guy.
I don't mind doing it. I was just bringing that to the party's attention.
Might say we right.
That horse.
It seems like the best course for adventure, doesn't it?
This is true.
Not fond of horse, but would be faster, yes.
Good backup food, no?
True.
So that'll cut it down to just an hour of travel. As you're, I assume you're all ready to go ahead and make your way towards there.
Oh heck yeah.
So you all mount up and begin heading your way down the road. After about 20 minutes or so, everyone go ahead and give me perceptions.
Yeah. 17.
Cool.
Haldor and Lucilla, you notice down the ways there seems to be some guy lying in like a ditch to the side of the road, and someone else like standing over him, like checking him out.
Haldor, what do you think we got? Bandit? Accident? Trap? What's your read?
I'm not sure. They don't. What can I tell what they look like, or are they just like silhouette?
They look like humans. It's daytime, so you can see clearly.
What are they wearing?
They look like they're just wearing simple traveler's garb.
They don't look like bandits. I say we just go past them. Ask them what's going on.
Not a lot of other alternatives. Head on the swivel, just in case.
As you get nearer, you do realize that the of the two men, the one that's on the ground is pretty badly beaten and has a lot of cuts on him. The other one doesn't look much better, but he is looking like slightly more coherent. There is a dead horse on the side of the road a little bit a ways from them, as well as a dead goblin that's half crushed underneath the said horse.
Fix would seeing the scene dismount and make her way over with a slight haste and say, "Is there anything I could do to help? Looks like you had a fight."
Yeah, as soon as you approach, like one of them starts reaching for a sword, and then he realizes that like you guys are what you look like, and he's like, "Oh, thank God you're not more goblins. We were attacked like half a day ago." He kind of points down the direction that you're heading towards. Like, group of goblins run by. There's this some. He like described this goblin who seemed to move in and out of the grasslands and like seemed to just vanish into the grass itself. They attacked our caravan. They killed the other three that were with us and captured or downed all of our horses, but this one and took Shadow Mist. He was our prize horse. He was do you know how far Sandpoint is? We need to go get. And he like points out to the guys like he's seriously wounded.
Fix would use lay on hands on him to help at least get him stable and back on his feet.
Yeah, it's enough to like the guy you touch the guy on the ground that's like slightly going in and out of consciousness. It does manage to kind of rouse his attention briefly, and he's able to like kind of stand up, or like not sit down, sit up.
Fix would then offer the horse and say, use this to get to Sandpoint more quickly. You're probably out of character, like in half an hour's ride or so? Saying just, you could leave this at the stable at the, I can't remember the inn's name off the top of my head.
The Goblin Squash stables near the Rusty Dragon.
Okay, yeah, and she'll say, just leave the horse there. I'll gather him whenever I get back, but
if they need another horse, I suppose Ris'sh would offer, because I imagine the 6 was because she was riding the horse, like, eh.
Yeah. They're a little bit more taken aback by Ris'sh, but they're not one to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Literal interpretation of that expression.
Yeah. They thank you both profusely. They promise that they'll make it up to you. Yada, yada, yada. They eventually do take the horses, and the one helps the other on the horse and takes the reins in his hand and starts leading them down the pathway. I don't know where you're going, but be careful. And as they're not one to stick around, and they start heading back towards Sandpoint.
Thanks for the warning, and she'll then make sure that the rest of their group was able to hear the trouble that they ran into.
Yep, we heard.
The rest of the journey travel happens without much ado.
We went off the edge of the map.
You have to zoom in. It's not technically the edge of the map.
Oh.
For some reason, it bugs out a little bit.
Yeah, it's a weird bug with Roll20.
Yeah, you zoom into like 130.
Yep. I see it now. There's Thistletop.
Yep. So yes. So to give you a sense, you will have to make survival checks to travel your way through the woods. It's mostly looking for one of you to pass a certain DC, but every round of survival checks equals an hour of navigating through the woods, as there is no beaten path and there is no like clear empty spaces. These are like really low bushes more than trees. There's trees too, but most of them are bushes that are exactly why they're called the nettle woods. They're barbed, sharp, bramble messes of vines.
So what you're telling me is that for me, they're trees.
Well, plus
How
4 is better
deep
than
is
nothing.
Thistle River?
It goes pretty much the length all the way towards that area. The only downside is it is also overgrown with brambles, so it doesn't really make a clear path.
Understood. Can I use no direction to help us?
And hopefully fixes past the first check.
Yeah.
What's no direction?
You always
It just
knew
tells me
north.
which way is true north.
Yeah,
I also have that too. So.
yeah, you go. Yeah, those will basically. I'll let you say that you're not gonna. The DC of getting lost is a lot lower.
Okay.
Awesome.
You can also let's see.
Oh wow! I got really high roll for only having a +2.
You can also substitute knowledge nature for any of these if you'd rather use that.
Oh shit! Well, now you tell me. I'll do that on the next one.
Yes.
Yeah, as well.
And true to form with her connection to nature, Fix, it doesn't take you long that after this first hour, you begin to see your way through the brambles as you head out towards the direction you think you see some goblin tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let's see. 2 of you. Let's see. D100s. Emanuele. I need you to roll me. Let's see. A fortitude. That's a fail. As you're making your way through, you slip a little bit, and your hand goes down and touches this patch of berries, and you're not sure these berries look weird, and all of a sudden your hand begins to swell in places that were covered with the most viscous of the juices. You take 1 point of strength damage.
Is it going to be one of those things where he's going to need to do a new save every hour?
There's a 30% chance that you're going to have to make a save. That's why not 30, sorry, 40% chance. But
Gotcha.
luckily, that's the only round that you guys are going to have to do that because Fix found the most direct path with her DC of 24. The DC was actually only like 21, but she scored really high, and then Lucilla was right behind her.
I will say, because it has to be done in advance, after his hand is swelling, Lucilla will give him the vial of antitoxin and say, okay, I only have one of these. So drink this, and it should help you out. And mechanically what that does is next time he has to do a fortitude save, he gets +5.
Good thing you brought that. Imagine it'd be pretty hard to fire a bow with a swollen hand.
And just to clarify, you are bringing Juan with you, right? Cope.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he would have ridden wand instead of a horse.
And then who has dark vision and who has light? Because it is going to be dark in here.
Fix has dark vision, 60 feet.
Same.
No dark vision.
I can. I've only got one left, but I can crack another sun rod.
Yeah. I will say
Also,
that at the beginning of this, you won't have to worry about that. But in the future, just keep in mind. I just want to make sure who has dark vision and stuff.
I think Ris'sh has an ever-burning lantern now.
Yeah, and we got the floating one in the inventory, so.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna set everybody's vision to high right now because you're gonna be in a place that has light. It's just gonna be a little dim. So give me 1 second. I can actually just bring you over the map so you can start loading them. God roll 20's going slow right now for me.
There we are.
Does anyone need a shift click? I did it before, but I wasn't sure if everyone was loaded in.
I zoomed out and found where we were.
I'm good.
All right.
Let me put on some ambient music. Let's try this one.
"12-hour cover of Lost Woods" by Kenny G.
Okay, so you all should be able to see where you are. Let me see. The briars and thistles that grow rampantly in the Nettlewood are dense and thick and tangled in this close area. You can hear, even though you can't see it, you know you're close to the shore. The sounds of waves crash against unseen shores to the west. The undergrowth is thick enough to block sight and access to the coast. Very few trees grow here at the edge of the sea, but the briars themselves reach heights almost rivaling trees themselves. The patches of the brambles are reaching 20 feet high.
You said the shore sounds like it's going from the north?
Coming from the west.
West, okay, this way. Okay.
All right. Sounds like we're going this way then. Which I'm not sure.
You all can roll me perceptions if you wish, and when you first arrive here, is Ephixa follows a trail of goblin tracks that kind of lead dead in their track.
16.
Perception 23.
Apparently, Ephixa was a little distracted. She probably got caught on one of the brambles, as the rest of you noticed. There is a path kind of hidden this direction over here. Not really that well hidden because the map actually has a path that looks like it reads right into there. It is a low path, and I will say anyone who's medium sized or larger are going to have some issues moving where you're going to be considered where is it? You suffer you're going to be considered squeezing. So suffering a penalty on attacks and AC. Except for, ironically, the one small character you have in your party.
I would like to make the argument that if Emanuele is not riding Juan could slither close to the ground.
I'll allow that, yeah.
Because it's a literal.
He is a
literal
long
snake.
creature, not like a tall creature.
Yeah.
I will.
So
I will
what
allow
is-
that.
What is
That's a good argument.
What is giving us the
Not
squeezing
not
penalty?
here, but looking where you saw the revealed path, which is right here. I'll go ahead and dynamic lighting. You see the path heading inward. It is very tight squeeze. You will be considered squeezing as you travel through this area.
Looks like I could slip through just fine, guys. Want me to just do a quick scout ahead?
If you don't mind.
All right, I'll do a stealth. I actually have points in that this time. Not that it's great. I'll just slip on through.
Yep. As you enter the 4-foot high, these tunnels of brambles are about 4 feet high.
And I am 3 feet even.
Yeah. Against hard packed earth, patches of wiry plants grow here and there.
Mm-hmm.
As per what they say in this, large creatures must crawl to navigate the tunnels, which Juan's natural movement is crawling, so that is a good call on your point. Medium creatures will have to stoop over and walk that way, so it gives you the squeezing condition. Spending twice as much movement for any kind of movement you do. Let's see. In these tunnels themselves, while they're still light getting in, they have even roofs of brambles and everything. These are very tight, tight tunnels.
So I'm in a bramble tunnel right now.
Yes.
Just okay.
As soon as you pass that little barrier there, you're in the tunnel.
Gotcha. I give a little whistle back through the tunnel.
What does that mean?
I imagine that means follow. So Fix will crouch under and start catching up.
I pull out my magic dagger.
You pull out your own version of Sting as you begin to wander the tunnel.
Sting was a short sword, not a dagger.
I know, I just like to give shit. You're a halfling with a magical pointy thing, okay?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Ris'sh gets down low.
My other character idea that I had way before we started this would have been stepping on Emanuele's shtick, because it was going to be a halfling cavalier. That was like, I'm going to slay the monster. But I wanted to make a strength-based halfling, and that's bad. Which is no fun. Who wants to play a dex-based knight in shining armor? That doesn't feel right.
Yeah, that's just weird. Doesn't make sense.
You're paladin, that's different. Shut up. You're not charging people with a lance, because mounted halfling cavaliers could work in this AP.
So Ris'sh gets down low and starts walking along on all fours. A little bit more used to that than the others, but still squeezing.
God, I love not having to reveal every time you guys step.
Yeah. This is something you've definitely inspired me, Richard, to try to set this up for any future dungeons in the dwarf game.
It has its own bugs, but sometimes it's just nice to have it set up.
You're not getting it for the Drow Fortress because it would be a nightmare. You'll see.
Yeah. It's all good. There's going to be some maps that are going to be nightmares with this, so some of them I may or may not use.
So many curves.
That's why you have to use the polygon tool and just click and click and click and click. But yeah, you're all in this tunnel. The sounds of waves kind of drown out any other sounds that might be heard, so you don't hear anything in particular right now.
I say we go this way.
Should we just spread out? What are we looking for?
The other side.
Brambles.
No, spread out. Already no Melgak around.
So, Lucilla, as you turn this corner, you see like a more open area that does stretch out to be about 10 feet high. It's a large cave-like chamber The canopy itself is thin enough to where you can actually see the sky again, and other than just like the little stray lights that come in. The ground consists of trampled dirt, and you hear the gentle sloshing of waves in the rooms. That's more direct, less distant than the waves that are crashing on the shore.
Are there any signs of goblin tracks in this path?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay.
Some of them are fresher than others, but it's hard to make out right now.
Gotcha.
You can roll survival, but it's going to be a pretty high DC
I'll
because
give it a shot.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The most recent tracks, when you first entered, are going up this way and this way.
Looks like north is the direction that they might have their stronghold.
Then that's where we want to go. Because here's my thinking. If What's-Her-Face is teaming up with the goblins for their ritual, then wherever there's goblins is probably the way towards the ritual.
Makes sense.
Reasonable.
So I'm going to sneak up a little higher.
Yeah, but as you get into the room a little more, you see this hole that just seems to descend from the path. This little chamber looks like it goes down a length that you can't make out how far from here.
Mm-hmm. But this space in here is big enough for them to stand up.
Yes.
All right.
It's about 10 feet tall.
I'm gonna do a quick perception to make sure there's not any like tripwires or anything like that. 20.
Well, you don't see any tripwires, but you do see just faintly up this way.
Mm-hmm.
You see the you see some light of those, not light. You see like some like heaving of a body, and you realize that's you can kind of make out the details of one of those goblin dogs you had fought a while back. It looks like it's sleeping in a pile.
Gotcha. I turn back and give the universal symbol of shush. I'm gonna slide off to the side so that way everyone else can fan out.
Anyone who gets closer than Lucilla, I will have you make a stealth check, by the way. So basically this line.
Yeah, I'm going to make a stealth regardless and very ineffectively go over and look in the hole.
Okay.
I guess I'll do a new stealth.
Yeah.
It's worse.
Give me
So
one
I
sec.
inch around the side there. Boy.
I'm just checking something real quick before I answer you. So looking down into the hole, it drops. It looks like it drops down into quite a ways down. You don't have dark vision, right?
No.
So you can see it about 30 feet down before it goes into complete darkness.
Very deep hole.
You do hear the sound of sloshing water, but beneath it, though.
Yeah, could be something, could be nothing.
Secret.
Not so secret tunnel.
Give me 1 second. I need to roll some perceptions for these dogies.
No problem. Have you guys ever seen the YouTube video The Hole?
But the one that's like, where'd this hole come from?
I'm internally laughing, but you guys can watch it later. It's 2 minutes and it's great.
Wow.
Wow.
Suddenly your dice habits have done a 180.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they're mostly napping, so it's not gonna be hard. It's gonna be a little hard for them to see you. But the only one that doesn't see you is the one that you can't see. Lucilla, as you move there, you rustle some like dead, decaying branches, and as they wake up, and they immediately start barking and look like they're about to lunge for you before they're caught on whatever is holding them there. It looks like they're chained to the spikes in the ground. As they just begin yelping and barking.
There
Is
goes
there a
stealth.
sound? Is there a sound of goblins coming around from any direction at this point?
Roll some perceptions.
Drums in the deep.
Come on, you can hear goblins when they're coming.
There's also waves and stuff, so there's going to be
26.
some.
They're going. Like I said, you can hear goblins when they're coming.
Man, Haldor's healing.
And so I got the same amount, just not a natural 20.
Yeah, so give me 1 second for a thing. I'll use a manual dice because I don't want you to see the number. Okay. You don't hear any goblins, but you do hear some shifting of bramble and brush from this direction.
Which direction?
Sorry, I'm on the GM layer. This direction.
Gotcha.
As kind of all this is going on, Ephixa would ask around in a whisper, are they, is anybody else coming, or is the alarm being raised?
Something's coming. I'm just gonna step back right over
Yeah,
here.
so you're gonna have maybe a round or two before if you want to do anything before there's gonna be something. There was probably gonna be some initiatives happening.
All right.
Yep. Gonna get out the old whip.
Fix is going to subconsciously wish that there is some sort of distraction that they could, evoke, and in doing so, she's going to be using Summon Nature's Ally 2 to summon a pack of dogs.
Pack of beavers.
Pack of dogs. 1d3 level 1 dogs. Or actually, no. Let's make that a wolf. No, we'll stick with 1d3.
Stick with dogs because I already have that. I already have that macroed out.
All right.
More of them. I throw holy water. Joking, I'm out.
Also, goblins don't like
a
dogs.
dog. So.
Just a random ass dog.
Yeah, a dog will kind of emerge from the brush and start taking off in that direction just kind of acting as a decoy, kind of playing it as though they're the one. It's the one that caused the commotion. So kind of, it's only around for 3 rounds. So basically, I'm imagining it'll dart around, make a overt nuisance of itself, then dive into the bushes just before it vanishes.
Okay, so like it's running this way and then dives into the bushes there.
Yeah, kind of go out, make look at anything that may be around, bark a few times to draw attention, then kind of zoom past and away into dive into bushes before vanishing once more.
Okay. So you summon it. You have it go the 3 rounds where it goes up there and makes a bunch of noise before running down and jumping into the brambles.
Mm-hmm. Basically trying to lure away from us and redirect the pursuit or the attention.
Okay. Several moments go by. Everything seems fairly quiet, other than the dogs up here are still barking, but whatever was coming from this direction seems to have quieted.
So just like I thought, I was like, that was convenient. Oblivious to her doing that.
I just noticed, do you always have that bird on your shoulder?
Pretty much. He's my buddy. He follows me around. Oh, right, I forgot. Yeah, this is Yukai.
Are you sure you're not a pirate?
I have 2 eyes, don't I? Both legs, no hook hand.
Well, now you're just stereotyping.
I figure I'd just take it further.
All right.
Cope, I need you to roll me a will save for Juan.
1.
Okay, carry on.
Nothing to see here.
Guess I'll just go look over here.
What's the plan here? Are we going down the tunnel?
Let's see. What were your perceptions? Haldor, you do see something happening as things started to move down. This thing's stealth was not high enough as you begin to see a fire-pelt cougar making its way towards you guys.
Emanuele.
Yeah, I was
All
about to say, Emanuele, watch out. It targets younger men.
It's a redhead. It's crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, we're going to bring up some initiatives here as it approaches you.
Hey, actually not atrocious.
Haldor's the one that sees it coming, but goes after it.
Well, it's a speedy thing. I bet you that's someone's animal's companion.
He's certainly possible.
Should we spread out and let them have a fight off in the middle?
Yeah, the rest of us don't even know it's coming yet.
That's true.
Waiting for Richard to give me the go ahead.
And there's
Oh,
the question.
sorry, I was muted. I said first up is Lucilla.
Okay. I don't know there's a cougar coming for Emanuele yet, so I'm going to
I thought it was Haldor who saw it.
He did. I'm just making a joke here.
Uh,
So I'm going to continue creeping around here, moving at half speed for my shitty stealth, as is. And that will be my turn.
Of course, then there's the question of, if not the cougar, then who's playing with Emanuele's snake?
Nice.
Ephixa.
Again, same with Lucilla. Poor perception rolls will just continue to follow with sword and shield just kind of idly in hand.
Ris'sh.
Still kind of examining the hole, trying to decide if I should. Actually, I don't know if I even have random.
Actually, yeah, Fix would, as passing, peer down into it if she could.
You have 60 feet of dark vision, right?
Yes.
It goes deeper than that.
Okay.
Spit and see if you can hear it hit the bottom.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, she'll take a copper piece, cast light on it, and drop it down.
Okay. The bottom wasn't too far out of your sight. Eventually the light of the coin goes down, goes down to 80 feet before it splashes into some water. And you can see the vague outline of what looks like a raised area of dirt. Is what it looks like something you can't quite make out on top of it.
Something to check out later.
how are we supposed to get down there?
So on this one's turn, it is going to charge at Haldor.
One
Michael,
quick
are you
guy.
still with us?
I don't know, is he?
He is muted.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Just making sure you didn't disappear.
No. Just take me a second to unmute myself.
Okay, so I forgot to make a macro for this guy, but I will just roll flat d20 and add the +7 to hit. So 17.
17 does hit.
So you'll take 6 damage, and it's going to make a trip attempt. Natural 20 will trip you.
Blah blah blah.
And then before Emanuele can act, from behind, coming out of the brambles, is a goblin.
The Beastmaster.
Let me see if I can find you a picture of what he looks like real quick.
Called it.
Whoa.
Let's see. Image. I think this will work.
Yep. Looks like it's got a fire thingy.
Yep, it has a flaming, what looks like a sword made of fire, as is tradition for goblins.
Nice.
And he is going to swing at you. You are prone, so you'll get a +4 to this attack roll, which will not amount to much.
Nope. Haldor rolls out of the way.
And he curses, but it is now Emanuele's turn.
All right, Emanuele, 5-foot step, and free action, command Juan to guard Haldor. And so Juan will try and bite this little guy.
No, he won't. He doesn't want to.
Somebody done hacked your snake.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he doesn't really feel like attacking that goblin.
Well, the command was to guard Haldor, so would he go over and attack this thing?
I'm trying to think. Because I will just peek behind the curtain. That's a druid, and that's his animal companion.
Mhm.
So I don't think that transfers over, so I will say he can go attack that one.
All right. Well, he would provoke.
Yes, he would.
Wants to hear.
Get a 5-foot step.
He wouldn't be able to reach.
Yeah,
Wait, does he have 10-foot reach? Do snakes get reach?
No, usually.
Think so.
It would make sense.
the guy's not going to take an attack of opportunity, by the way.
Man.
Okay, well then he would 5 foot and Richard, is that what you think? Do they have? Let me just look up.
I mean, you can just look at the stats of the animal companion. Should have it on there. It's a constrictor.
If nothing else, you could just use Aid Another from where he's at right now.
I don't
Yeah,
see.
it doesn't say he has reach as a.
I don't see reach either.
It is a constrictor snake, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't have reach.
Oops. Okay, so right there, and he's going to try and attack this guy. I don't know if this macro is going to work. This is kind of my first try. So 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
So he takes 6 damage, and then a 28 for grab to grapple the cougar.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make it?
Oh, yeah.
He's grappling the cougar.
And then he takes an extra 1 damage for...
Strict.
He doesn't have constrict yet, so he don't get that till 4th level, so he's just grappled.
Okay.
And
then-
Emanuele's snake is all over that cougar.
Mm-hmm.
Haldor.
All right, and Emanuele is going to use...
I forgot about you, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to use his move action and standard to attack, give covering fire to Haldor if he can, and combat advice, and he is going to shoot at the cougar. Would I get a negative with it being grappled? I guess not, because I can shoot into melee.
Yeah, that feed, I would say no.
Yeah. Okay. And so that cougar loses its dex, and there we go.
Look at Emanuele attacking a cougar that's all tied up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that
That's-
will hit.
That's right.
Here.
He He wrapped around the cougar, and now he's penetrating. I'm
Alright.
sorry,
Yeah, I was
guys.
gonna say that. I was just about to say.
Haldor, you've got a +2 to attack and +2 to AC against that cougar.
All right. I'm going to stand up, set up Rook's attacks.
Yep. And he'll take it.
It looks like it's got a wand in its offhand.
It does.
Got it. All right, I know what I'm going to do on my turn then.
That's a little bit better.
Ooh.
This would still be at the +4 to hit because you were prone when it was making the attack. So it'll be 20 to hit for the confirm.
Yeah.
So that's 21 points of damage.
As a immediate action, the snake wand is going to. Oh shit! Bear with me. He's got a feat, intercept blow.
I will say he's charmed by this thing, so he's not going to be able to intervene with
Yeah,
this
no,
guy.
that's legit. That works.
Yeah, if it was any other time, I would be fine with it. But he's literally charmed by this guy. As per charm animal.
Yeah, I like it.
So he can't control it or get it to fight for him, but he thinks he's a friend.
Okay.
And then you're up.
I'm up. Let me take that off. Haldor is going to enter his Barbarian Rage.
As you do.
Gonna yell something like, "You think you can sneak up on me?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Empirically
Yeah,
so.
Stupid bearded longshanks.
I have empirical evidence saying I can.
Now, I know Emanuele is giving me combat advice against that cougar. However, this guy hurts a lot more than that cougar.
Yeah, I didn't
But
think that through.
But if you take away flanking,
Yeah.
What did the word sneak blade clue you in?
mhm.
5 foot stepping there. That's all right. I'm kind of standing in the same place he is, so I imagine.
Yeah. He is a druid, so he has the woodland stride. So if you stand there, you will take 1 point of bramble damage.
Would he get flanking if I was here?
No.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I was just making sure. Okay, you can't draw a line through the token.
Yep.
All right. So I am raging. That'll give me +2 attack, +2 damage. I'm not the only one threatening him. I am.
No, technically you're the only one threatening him. The snake thinks he's his friend, so he's not
Okay.
threatening it.
I
Yeah.
am the only one threatening him, so it'll give me an extra point of damage. That's all, I think.
No rounds of inspiration or anything.
All right. I'm going to power attack. -1 to the attack, +2 to damage. Let's see how this goes. 23 for 16 on the goblin.
Yep, that'll hit him. Nice solid chunk out of him. He just cries out in pain like, ah! And let's see. Lucilla,
All right.
you just saw this guy, like, the whole blade of fire just sunk into Haldor a moment ago before Haldor was able to get up and do a return swing.
And that looks like an actual physical object, not like a magical spell that he's holding.
It looks like a magical thing.
Oh, okay. Well, then that makes this decision easier. I'm going to perform a disarm with my whip. Whips have the disarm trait, so I get a +2 to the CMB.
Okay.
So, show me big money. Nope.
The exact opposite.
Yep.
Well, I tried.
Ephixa.
I was going to take the wand. Would have been awesome.
She would charge. Yeah, she'll go ahead and charge, taking a swift action to go into her disrupting shield style, then go with the shield bash against this one.
Go for it. Oh yeah, that'll hit for 3 points of damage.
And it is at -2 to attack against Fix for the next round.
Gotcha. Ris'sh.
Mm-hmm. Yep, much the same, except not charging. At some point I should ask you what the caster level on that wand is.
Which one?
Found a wand of Shocking Grasp at some point.
Oh, it's just base level, I believe. I'll go double check to make sure, but
Literal taser.
Yeah, and that's just a 1d6, but
I'll go check before I tell you for sure, but that will hit for another 3. Its turn. It's going to try to break the grapple. +7 to this, so 24
Against my CMD, or
against your CMD, I believe. Yes.
yep, she breaks it.
Is it
Okay.
CMD +5 or?
Let me double check to see. I have
Yeah,
a grapple.
grappling.
I have
If
a
it's
grapple.
+5, then no, she doesn't break it.
I have a grapple flow chart that I
Yeah, I think
Ah,
that's
yeah.
just to maintain the grapple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, man. Like, I know some people say grappling in 5th edition is not as flashy, but
It's a pain in the butt sometimes in
it
Pathfinder.
does not need a flow chart. I have to give it that.
And then it is going to 5 foot over here. And then Gogmert's going to 5 foot over here. And yes, his name is Gogmert. I wanted you guys to know that because I love the name. And he's going to swing his blade at Haldor again.
Miss.
Unfortunately, that will... Wait, no, that'll be a 16 because flanking.
Oh, yeah.
And it's also, I forgot to hit the sneak blade one, so it's a 9 damage.
Yeah, that's a thing that's always, I find that in a lot of APs very interesting, is they have a lot of named enemies, but they have no way in the plot for you to learn the name. Like,
Oh, yeah.
are we getting like a Borderlands style like title card when they burst through the door?
Well, they did make a card. They did make a Pathfinder card game, and they have a lot of these named characters in there.
I'd
Just
like
this
for their
guy-
name just to float above their head. Can we do that? All right, Emanuele will 5 foot step up here. He's going to fire this time at the goblin. Attempt to give both combat advice and covering fire to Haldor. And do we have any bonuses?
No.
Okay. Who needs it?
Oof.
Yes. Double
Jesus.
crit.
Double crit, damn.
So let me go to the crit generator, because that's what I do for a confirmed crit with a crit.
That's
Hell
cool.
yeah.
And this is a piercing ranged weapon.
With the orc hornbow, the only weapon with the orc subtype, other than I think like a double axe.
Yep. Which sucks so bad.
I love the visual image of the double weapons and like spinning around double axes and stuff, but mechanically it's just hard in Pathfinder to get all those feats.
Oh yeah. Too many hoops.
Wrong button. Roll me a D100.
Alrighty.
Cool.
That hit.
98. That's got to be higher than 97.
So this is a piercing weapon. You hit him and it embeds in his skull. Lose 1d4 intelligence and lose 1d4 charisma.
Yeah.
Too bad he's a wisdom caster.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
wisdom caster. He didn't really have a lot of that going for him anyway.
It says those two, but I'll say it's wisdom too.
You still did 27 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And now he's got a arrow in his head.
And now he's a unicorn.
His eyes unfocus and kind of cross a bit.
Yeah, that's a sizable blow to this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, one's gonna step over and bite the pussycat again.
Could you just imagine like a game where we're all goblins and one of us has like an arrow stuck in our head and we're like, they get to re-roll knowledge skills if someone flicks the arrow stuck in their brain.
Does a 12 hit?
It does not.
Okay.
It's just like, I can't remember. Doing, oh, wait, there it is.
Haldor, you've got +2 to attack this goblin and +2 AC against it.
Awesome. Okay. It's my turn, right?
Yep.
Let's. Looks like I'm going to be in the ambles either way there, and he's going to be able to get flanking on me no matter what. So, second verse, same as the first. I got a +2 on attack on him, right?
Yep.
Cool. And power attack. And the only one threatening him.
Because one's not an enemy to him.
20 for 17.
Ooh, he's looking so rough. You guys kill these things motherfucking fast.
I'm at 8 health.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he only has been attacking you, to be fair. Lucilla.
Before I take my turn, I would just like to say, for the record, in a future campaign, I would be 100% down with playing a wizard who has random intelligence at the start of every encounter. Just like, one encounter, I've got 4 intelligence, and I'm basically just an animal. Another encounter, 22, and I annihilate. Either way, because I really want to disarm that wand from him, I'm going to try to disarm again. I'm really lucky that I got reach on these. So that would be 23.
That'll disarm it. And that's good enough. That's a good enough roll. I think you can actually just grab it after you disarm it.
Yeah, Indiana Jones pull it away.
Yeah, he's not too happy, but he's also not too happy about being shot in the head and then slammed with the greatsword.
Lucilla, he hasn't used that stick yet. Why didn't you take his weapon?
Because it's literally just fire.
Good point.
I mean, I guess in hindsight, I could have grabbed the arrow and just yanked it out of his skull.
No, that's my target for next round.
All right.
Besides, I might let all the air out.
Are their heads really full of air?
No, just fight.
Trying to think of what to do. Ephixa will 5-foot step up, and yeah, she'll use Cure Light Wounds on Haldor, using her blessing to make it empowered. So I don't know how you round if it rounds up or down.
Just round up, so 13.
Let's go up for the big man.
And that is my turn.
Ris'sh.
Mm-hmm. Well, if Haldor weren't in the middle of them, I'd do something else, but I'll just swing around her and full attack. And miss horribly.
Oh, yeah. The kitty's going to focus on the one his master's been attacking. So this will be a full attack with a bite and 2 claws. So first the bite, d20 plus 7 will miss. 2 claws will miss and miss. Well, that's its turn. Gogmert here is going to full withdraw.
got his wand.
Emanuele.
Can I get a shot at Dogwart?
He is deep into the brambles. There is no clear line. You don't even know where he is.
All right. Kitty Cat. Have one. Do try his thing. Does the bite hit?
The bite does not.
Okay, and then Emanuele will fire and give protections again to. Oh my god, I hit a tab and everything disappeared. Okay, sorry, too many. I won't say it. Give protections to Haldor. So +2 AC and +2 to hit the kitty cat.
That will hit the
If that hits.
If that does, and then it is indeed Haldor's turn.
All right, going to hit the kitty cat. Chop, chop.
That will down it. And that'll put it beyond its constitution, so it is just dead.
Just beheads it.
Yep. And then Lucilla, you're up.
Is it an action to perform a spellcraft on this wand?
Yeah, I would say for a wand.
You know what? I will 5-foot step here to be farther away from the edge. And then I am going to perform a spellcraft, which if I remember correctly, yep, I get a +1 to identify magic items. 26.
So let's see. This is a wand of produce flame with 34 charges.
Gotcha. I'll just look up produce flame real quick.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, I imagine.
This one is a first level casting one, so
Yeah, it would give you
a single ranged option, and then it also can function as a wireless torch.
That'd be really good for Ris'sh because it puts flame in her hands for like a
It's
minute.
a druid and shaman spell. So
Well, it's a wand, so
You
doesn't matter.
do that shit.
Well, I'll just put it in my inventory for now.
Oh,
Good.
I can cast it. Emanuele can use it.
There you go.
You don't need to actually have the spell to be able to cast it on a wand.
As long
You're
as
thinking
you
of-
use it.
You're thinking of a scroll.
I mean, you still have to do a UMD for a wand, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
I think you're mixing up
Yeah.
5e.
No, hold on. I remember reviewing this. Let me see.
You definitely do. Otherwise, UMD. Because when you make wand monkeys or familiars with it, you want to have a ton of UMD.
Well,
If it's not on your spell list.
according to this, wands uses a spell trigger activation method to cast a spell from a wand. It's usually a standard action that doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. Okay, so that explains the taser wand. If the spell being cast has a longer casting than one action, blah blah blah. To activate the wand, the character must hold it in hand, or whatever they have instead of a hand, and point it in the general direction of the area. The wand may be used while grappled or while swallowed whole. I genuinely do not see use magic device on this page at
You know
all.
what? You are right. I don't see anything that says UMD.
on UMD,
Bam!
use wand is a DC of 20.
Oh, there you go. It's on use magic device, not
Yep.
wand.
Yeah, activation means that activation items, if they're on your caster list, you don't have to UMD. If they're not, you do.
Kind of seems dumb, but okay.
I mean, it's easier than using a fucking scroll, which is 20 plus caster level.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
use magic device is one of those skills that's going to be good on any character.
Yeah. But
Especially
that's
once you get to a certain point, you don't even have to roll.
Produce Flame would be really good for Ris'sh because one cast, and I think she gets
A minute.
but multiple rounds on both of her hands to be able to attack with fire.
Yeah,
It's,
until you do melee, but if
fireball.
you but if you throw it, it goes away because it's only in 1 minute. And every time you throw it, it takes up 1 minute of its use, and it only is a minute because
Yeah.
it's level 1. But yeah,
It's a good way to finish a spell, though.
Mhm.
Last round, just give it a toss.
Yep.
Yeah, but if she held it in her, if she cast it on her hand, she'd get 10 attacks with her claws plus fire.
Either way, Ephixa, it's your turn.
Sorry, what was it?
It's your turn.
Oh, so what are we doing? Are we going to just push forward, or are we going to try to...
I mean,
What was
yeah,
that
that's-
up north?
Goblin dogs, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're still barking at you.
Well, stealth's gone, so might as well make a move, right?
Yes, troops forward.
Alright. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I think she'll stop there. Is this one at the end of its lead?
Yeah, these are all stuck in the place that they're at.
Okay, and then she's going to go full defensive and wait for the others to catch up and just kind of serve as a barrier between these guys in case they somehow get loose.
Yeah, I'm just going to put them on the initiative for now.
Talk about giving all the fun toys to the spellcasters. My goodness.
Ris'sh is moving up there. It looks like Ris'sh is getting into the fun zone.
Well, now last time we fought one of these, they gave her a rather annoying rash.
Are you doing anything with your action, or are you just moving up?
I'll prepare in case something gets close, but I don't think I can prepare a spell.
Gotcha.
It could be a little malicious and just Code of Cold one of them, but a Ray of Frost, slightly different.
Okay. Goblin dogs are still pulling at their chains. Have them make strength checks to see if they can burst out since you're this close.
Mm.
So one of them does break out. It does take their action, but it gets to move up to here. The ones with the red are the ones that are still tethered. And then Emanuele, you're up.
All right. He cannot see through here, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Wait, I think I moved too much.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah, he'd be 10 back here. So he'd go ahead and double move 5, 10, 15. He won't be able to attack, but he can free action go ahead and tell Juan to come up and defend Ephixa.
Gotcha.
That's his turn.
Haldor.
Yeah, I'm gonna head up there with them, I guess. What? It's 20.
I will say, use arrows. Why get in combat?
And then I'm going to prepare an attack if anything comes out of these brambles here.
Gotcha. Lucilla.
Right.
Right.
So I was preparing an attack. So I'll claw at the one. Hey.
Okay. So I'll move up here for last movement, and this is the one that's free, right?
Yes.
So when you say burst tree of it rope, is there like a rope dragging behind it? Is there a rope in its space? Or
It's like the stake that was in the dirt got pulled free, so it's dangling the rope with a little stake at the end of it.
Okay. So I have an idea if you'll let me do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because technically this spell says I can't target a rope being carried or worn. But do you think this would count as that? Because it's not really part of it.
It depends on what you want to do with it, I think. You can
Basically,
just tell me and I'll give you a yes or no.
I'm animating the rope and it's going to hog tie it.
I'll allow it. That sounds cool.
Yeah, basically, seeing the hound is free and it's trying to nip at Ris'sh, Lucilla just says a couple magic words, claps her hands, and says, hold on, I have to read the exact word, tie a knot, and the rope attached to the dog quivers of its own. It animates up like a snake, goes over its mouth, in between its haunches, and then it ties around its feet in like a hog tie.
With no check?
It's kind of vague about that, because it says no saving throw, but it is a DC 23 strength to burst it, or a DC 20 escape check. So you can look at it. It's a little. I think it's one of these spells that's imported from 3.5. So I'm not certain.
It says doing to enwrap a creature, it requires a ranged touch attack. So I would say just go ahead and make a normal touch attack with it, with your dex, and it's basically you trying to maneuver it as it moves around.
Yeah, that's fair. So ranged, I'll just use my base ranged. 14?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep. And the actual animated part only lasts for 3 rounds. However, if it ties, it's still a tied rope. So that's fun. I enjoyed that. So, like a Mary Poppins type deal, the rope animates and just hog ties it real quick.
Well, that's a neat trick.
Ephixa.
I don't like the notion of cutting these down while they're restrained, but at the same time, we don't want them at our back.
At least the one I tied up, it's technically just entangled right now. It might get out of that in a second.
So yeah, she'll start by doing a 2-weapon attack against that one that's currently tied up in front of her.
Mm-hmm. Should be pretty easy to hit with being entangled and all that.
I'll do power attack too, so -1 to the attack rolls and +2 to the damage.
Yeah, that'll finish it.
That's fun. That's exactly what I want to use this spell for.
Okay. Ris'sh.
Hell, I was tempted to use color spray, but screw it. Those 2 are still within range.
If you ever need to, you could always just use your shocking grasp taser. Because apparently that doesn't provoke attacks to use that. So.
Yeah, apparently. So that does make those touch spell wands better than I thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at a later point, it is a D6 as compared to what I'm wearing otherwise. But
so is that going to hit all of them?
No, it's a 15. It'll hit these 2 if I cast from that corner.
Gotcha.
You got maximum on your stunned round.
The one looks like it makes it.
Yeah, this one over here is fine, but the other one is gone. I'm just going to put an X over him, because that's a lot of time.
Yeah, full minute. Meanwhile, at the druid,
the dogs that aren't unconscious are going to try to break free. Nope, and nope. Emanuele.
We'll take a shot.
That will hit. And drop it.
And then he's going to walk over here.
Gotcha. Haldor.
All right. No sign of that goblin anywhere.
By the way, it doesn't matter now because the damages were already done. But that attack that he was making against you guys with the blade, or I guess against Haldor only, are actually touch attacks. So,
It's a nice blade.
Should have taken that.
Yeah, I'm still pretty certain that was a spell.
Yeah, that's my guess too.
Whatever. Excuses. I don't have any arrows. I guess I will just continue. Oh, I would have come out of a rage. Definitely not still in one.
so I think it'll be fatigued for now unless you use your ability.
Yeah, I'm going to use Heart of the Fields.
Gotcha.
And I'll 5-foot step here, and we'll just keep an action prepared for if I see the goblin pop out of the bramble.
As you do. Lucilla.
I'll also keep advancing, and I will prepare a trip for him.
Gotcha.
Looks like we got a bridge up here.
Ephixa.
She'll move in to try to finish off these doggos.
Those rabid, hairless doggos.
Yep. Sorry, Yeller. Power attack, -1 to attack, +2 to damage. Oh, that's not good.
Seems
that
more like a
was
screamer to me.
Ris'sh.
Yeah, well, 5 foot and officially finish that one off.
Okay. Let's see. So Lucilla, you will get your AOO or your prepared action
Nice.
as he's going to pop out and try to swing at you.
And well, bam.
That will fail.
13. Well, it was worth a try.
Like he just jumps out like in the midair with his flaming blade trying to strike down at you. As he comes down, you see a small thrush actually come out with him and dart towards the bridge and across it.
Like a bird?
Yes.
Thrush.
Oh no, it's gonna open the way to Erebor.
And we're not there to check for the door.
And I imagine even with touch, the 9 will not hit you.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, that won't hit. My touch is 14, which is only 1 lower than my actual AC.
Dog gonna try to break free, and they will not. But one of them will try to attack. Actually, no, there was action to try to break free, so not gonna bother attacking with that. Emanuele, there's a goblin next to you.
Yep. 5 foot back and shoot the goblin.
Okay. That hits him.
Give combat vice and covering fire to Lucilla. And then Juan was last commanded to guard Ephixa. So I can't see up there. There we go. So he would step up here and attack that thing.
Go for it.
That's not Juan. Juan just stole a bow. 15.
That'll hit and kill that one.
Okay.
So as that one while that's happening, Emanuele, after you shoot this goblin, he's like, wait, we can talk about this, and he lets his blade go out. He's like, what do you want to say? I surrender at mercy.
You are wise beyond your years.
What was the thrush about? You sent a message, didn't you?
Yeah. And we're gonna leave it there for next week.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna have to kick him in the balls.